Okay. It's good to know I waste about 8.5 minutes of my life every day I take her fucking dogs out. Hello, everyone. Oh. How's it hanging? Jesus, sorry, I just came back from taking the dogs out and I'm a little frazzled right now. I'm just trying to get the fucking Claymore video done. Also, my throat is feeling kind of raw. Probably from all the screaming I've been doing lately because I hate my mother, which, you know, makes enough sense. Yeah, we're getting the real truth nuke that you've all been waiting for. Not some other video. Like, this is the one. This is the one. This is the truth nuke. Like, I'm just gonna preface this stream by saying, no, I didn't watch it. No, I don't really plan to. I'm sure it's a fine video and all, but like, there's just been the topic has just gotten so fucking annoying that I'd rather just not even. I just don't want to fucking bother anymore. It's gotten so annoying. I'm just tired. I'm already pre-exhausted by the discourse. A fucking 4-hour video on the topic is just no thank you. I'd really rather not. Okay. All I have to do for the Claymore video is add music. That is the last thing. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling very alright, I get it. God, my throat is not happy with me. Just need to add music and I need to render it. So, we're probably going to be waiting on the video to render. Ow. Jesus, what soundtrack do I use for this? This is always why I hold off on adding music. I always have no idea what to even put in. Bloodborne. I don't know if Bloodborne soundtrack would really fit in one of my videos. It's either so ambient that you can't really hear much, or else, like, too overbearing like a boss theme. You know what I mean? I'll go with fucking Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's pleasant listening music. There we go. It's like a like 13-minute long video minus the credits. So I should need to add that many tracks. Oof. Sorry. Yeah, let me get the... If I'm gonna be fucking talking quieter because my throat's not happy with me, then I may as well just, like, bring the mic closer. Sorry, I'm focusing on editing right now. I just like, this is why you don't want an editing stream, because I just like I get too focused in on the thing, and it's like I'm not even talking right now. Here, let's do that track there. Maybe you could see the process. The process isn't very interesting either. I'm literally clicking through fucking MP3 files right now to see what sounds the best. That won't work. Pita from Pokemon should have been a special attacker. Is it not? I guess that's on me for not knowing enough about Pidove. Oh, it has mostly special moves. That's why I was thinking that. Pardon me. Yeah, you can't really have background noise like while you edit. That's the shittiest part. It's not even audio distortion. It's like it gets overwhelming if I'm hearing myself talk. Well, thank you, little baby Tony. I appreciate that. Like, if I have to hear myself talk and I'm hearing like someone else talk or a bunch of other people talk on a fucking podcast or something, then it's just like, oh god, I can't even hear what's going on anymore. And it's important that I hear what's going on. I need to know if the audio levels are good and all that garbage. Yeah, I think that's enough of that track. I apologize greatly. I promise we will get to the dino time soon. I'm just... I've been stuck on this shit for way too long, and I really need to get it out there now. Like, I especially want, like, the members to be able to watch it. Oh yeah, the What Show got hacked earlier today by some fucking crypto bot. Which is very unfortunate, but he's gotten his channel back now, and he's still going to be able to upload his video about a balance mod that he made. Which, you know, it's alright. It's okay, I guess. No, not as good as another balance mod that I know. Yep. Did I not just use that one? No, I didn't. I don't think. I don't remember. Who am I? Don't ever call here again. No one messes with Adam Wee. Okay, how are the audio levels sounding? No, not the one where the Cabra auto kills you, a different one. He made his own. He pretty much just did the same thing that we did to our Cabra. Which is like it does marginally more damage and fucking it recharges with metal packs. There we go. There we go. Okay. Everything's ready to go. Now I just gotta render it. Let's hope that rendering the video doesn't completely ruin the stream. Fingers crossed. Please don't kill my GPU. Oh, that was the better balance. But yes. Yes, Grouch's is better. I think we're okay. Here. Ignore the cans. Ignore. Not here. Hi. I'm gonna be sitting here for a while fucking this video renders. One glorious frame at a time. Yes, me. You. Instead of slop, we should find an actual paleontologist. Most of the videos I've seen with actual paleontologists in them are either like several hours long, or else just like some of those sites, like, what is it, Wired or some shit, that's just like, we brought on an actual paleontologist to talk about dinosaur scenes in like Jurassic Park or whatever. Is that Wired? I don't remember. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Oh, don't get stuck. Don't you get stuck, video. Yeah, I still haven't put that slop together. I should though. But you know, I've been busy with the Claymore video. But now I can take the time to actually just like, hey, take a slop break. An episode of Walking with Dinosaurs. That would be interesting. I have no idea how strict the BBC is with their copyright laws, because like sometimes, like all of Sea Monsters is just, it's on it's on YouTube. You can just watch it. So I have no idea. 1.0 uploaded on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that Big Al is in like couple-minute chunks. I'm pretty sure it is. Like, that's the level of copyright you have to deal with. It's like, hey, do you have to upload it in like 2-minute chunks like you're trying to watch fucking Lucky Star in 2007 on YouTube? Or do you just upload the whole fucking thing like you're trying to watch Lucky Star now and there's just all 9 hours of it in one video? There's a spectrum that you have to deal with here. Ow. I always feel bad because the fucking Dino Time streams are always the ones that end up getting just like totally fucked by just random bullshit. Like, oh, whoops, we spent 2 hours on slop, sorry. Oh, whoops, we're gonna be spending a while just waiting for my video to render, sorry. Oh, jeez, yeah, it's in like 37 minutes left. Yeah, I don't care for the Giga Sloposaurus. And the funniest part is, once Jurassic World Evolution 3 comes out, we're absolutely getting the Giga Sloposaurus. We're gonna be able to put it in our parks, and it's just like, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. At the very least, the Indominus, the Indoraptor, even to a certain extent the Scorpius Rex, they are roughly shaped like dinosaurs. We will be getting the new Spinosaurus, which, like, I have mixed feelings on the Spinosaurus design. The short neck is just kind of, Like, I know we don't have a lot of material of Spinosaurus' neck. It's, like, I think one vertebrae or something. But still, like, in terms of aesthetics, which is also important. Yeah, it's not a hybrid, but a deformed, mutated dino. Honest to fucking God, like, same difference. Like, the distinction, as far as I'm concerned, is basically meaningless. It is still just, like, not a dinosaur. It's just not. Like, I just think it really doesn't belong in a Jurassic Park movie. Like, it honestly feels like David Koepp just didn't even watch the Jurassic World trilogy, which, you know, I don't blame him for. But, it really feels like that. And he's just like, alright, gamers, what is... what is the most natural direction we can take, the franchise in after Jurassic Park 3, because that was the last one that that existed. How about we've already brought dinosaurs back, but what if they were fucked up and we mutated them into horrible abominations? Just like, isn't that what the entire last trilogy was about? It's just like fucking, what about a movie where the Muppets have to stop an evil oil baron from destroying the old studio? Fozzie, did you even watch our last film? I would do a Fozzie and Kermit voice, but my throat is just, it's so not happy with me. Yeah, and of course, like, it's just, it's so fucking lame that basically all the dinosaurs in any place that isn't fucking equatorial is just, it's gone. They're just gone. That's such a stupid direction to take the franchise. Because there's, like, imagine a small, like something on the level of Battle at Big Rock, but, like, as a feature movie, right? Just, like, small scale, people in, I don't know, a national park or something, right? Like, maybe almost like a Cujo style movie, but with a dinosaur instead of a dog, or something like that. Like, the directions that you could take the franchise are essentially limitless once you actually release the dinosaurs into the world. It doesn't have to be this big fucking thing where it's like, oh, we learned so much about InGen and their past and the secrets, and, like, you could do something small scale, focus on the characters, focus on, like, the horror aspects, like, just... Imagine a movie where it's like, oh, we don't have to have the fucking T-Rex, the Velociraptor, or anything like that. It could be like this family that is trying to survive a Herrerasaurus in a log cabin out, or a pack of Herrerasaurus in a log cabin out in the middle of a national park. It's almost like, I think I heard something similar happening with like bears in, like, an actual national park. I don't remember the full details of that, but, like, people just getting terrorized by bears because, like, they were feeding the bears too much. Oh boy, this is gonna take a while. Okay, we may have to slop, because, please don't tell me this is, like, no, it's not frozen, it's just taking a while. Yeah, I think we might have to slop. Chaos Theory or something like that. What I've seen of Chaos Theory so far definitely seems to be handling the whole dinosaurs in our world thing a lot better than fucking Dominion ever did. I keep seeing fucking the feathered friend in my recommendations, and it's just like, oh, that looks like such slop, such garbage. And it's like, do I have to focus on the feathered friend so much? Concept of not only a pack of Spinosaurus hunting together, but also somehow having a symbiotic relationship with a Mosasaurus who's the alpha ain't boding well. I'm honestly fine with that. That's one of the things in the trailer that irked me the least. Where it's just like, hey, you know what? That's fucking, at the very least, that's kind of interesting, right? Like, that is, you know, speculative behavior. Like, these animals working in a group and also in, like, mixed species hunting. Which is a thing in the real world. Like, you know, foxes and badgers will hunt together. Certain kinds of birds, I think, will help other animals hunt. Like, that's... I'm totally fine with that. I think groupers do the same thing. I'm totally spacing on a lot of these right now. Yeah, there'll be more Bloodborne. Crows and Wolves, that's another one. Yeah, there'll be more Bloodborne next week. I managed to get caught up. It only took me like 3 hours to get caught up to where I was before. And you know what the difference was? This time I started with the axe. Yeah, mores and groupers. That's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you very much. So yeah, like, this is obviously on a huge scale. Like a giant mosasaur and like, these spinosaurs, who are also huge. At the very least, it makes for something interesting. It is an interesting action set piece that utilizes the unique features of these species. I'm fine with that. All good with me. Because, like, for all intents and purposes, the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 really was just, like, a bigger, scarier T-Rex. It wasn't meaningfully different in any way. It's just like, oh, it's a carnivore that's gonna come and kill you, except, oh, it's slightly bigger. That's not very interesting, right? That's why I keep thinking, like, we need something with, like, more medium-sized-ish carnivores. Like, it was constructed so stupidly. But the scene in Fallen Kingdom with the baryonyx was trying something. It's like, oh hey, this is like a small area where a T-Rex can't get into, but this is still really fucking dangerous. I mean, hell, that's part of the reason why, like, the raptors in the kitchen scene is so iconic, right? It's just like... Like, sure, these guys are, you know, not as big as a T-Rex, but they're still, like... They're still fucking scary. What do they get from the relationship? I assume just, like, the fact that they're hunting together means that their hunts are more successful. Just that sort of thing. So, again, like, I don't need to know... I would appreciate the specifics of it. How that's working. Especially considering they're, like, fucking... especially considering they're hunting humans. Who are quite small. Like, I don't know, maybe they mistook the boat for a quail. Here, let me go to this. There we go. Now you can't even see the cans anymore. Very nice. Yeah, raptors can fit in areas that humans can go. But, like, I want something, like, scaled up a tiny bit from that. Like, again, like, that's why I used Herrerasaurus as an example. Like, this 20-foot long carnivore that could reasonably fit inside of something like a log cabin, but also be, like, overwhelmingly dangerous in that scenario. God, is it stuck rendering? Come on. It's been stuck on like 6%. No. I think it's stuck. God damn it. Yeah, Vegas is like frozen. Yeah, Vegas Pro has stopped working. I figured into that a while ago, jackass. I'm gonna try again. Yeah, I know my last session did not complete properly, you fuck. Ugh. Like, again, Battle at Big Rock, I feel should have been the template for what you can do. That shouldn't have been like, oh, that's that's it. That's all we could think about. That's all we could think of. We have the world in the palm of our hands. And we can think of literally one scenario where dinosaurs in our world just attack some family or something. Bah. Yeah, the Pteranodon scene from JP3 is like one of the that's one of the highlights of the movie for sure. The fact that it is partially adapted from the novel probably helps with that. We've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, what fucking feathered friend bullshit did I end up seeing that was just like, oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Um feathered friend dinosaurs. Let's see. There is the most dangerous dinosaurs you're glad are extinct. 30 dinosaurs caught on camera in real life? Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let me get the window capture up. Okay. Just checking to make sure that the video hasn't frozen again. Oh, this one. This one. Oh. 20 animals that were scarier than dinosaurs in the thumbnail is whatever the fuck this is. Ooh. 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 Mm. Oh man. Why is there a red circle around the second bow? Like that one's further in the background. It's not doing anything for the scale. Yeah, look at this fucking Pirates of the Caribbean 2 ass Kraken. I bet you. I fucking bet you the Triassic Kraken is gonna be in this. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. It's calling to me. It's the Green Goblin mask. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. I forgot the desktop audio. Okay. It's the Flying Dutchman. Okay. Let me know how high the audio is, if it's too high, if it's not high enough. Y'all let me know.
Hey, welcome to a new video.
Hey!
Let's go back in time to an era where not only dinosaurs roamed the earth, These ancient landscapes were dominated by creatures that would even make the most fearsome dinosaurs shudder with fear. And when you think about it, you're probably glad that nowadays we only have to deal with lions, wolves, and sharks. Because the world
All the lions that you deal with on a daily basis. I'm just trying to go down and get me some fucking some pizza and burgers and gummy bears, and it's just like lions, lions and wolves, and I go to get me a soda, and it's just like shark comes out of the soda, fucking clash. These things happen.
was a lot rougher back then. Today we'll show you 20 ancient animals that were scarier than dinosaurs.
I can't wait for
Are you new to this
Hallucigenia.
channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video. Number 20. The Hyaenodon belongs to the Creodon family. In order of...
Okay. I feel like the pronunciation is kind of unforgivable there. Hyaenodon. It's literally a name with Don at the end. It's like he's the Don of hyenas. Continue.
Extinct mammals. These creatures were terrifying carnivores that emerged about 10 million years after the disappearance of dinosaurs.
Full disclaimer, I don't really know much about hyodons, as they're called. But you know, I'll give this guy I'll give this guy a chance.
But here's the scary part. They went extinct approximately 20 million years ago, leaving no direct descendants behind.
But here's the scary part. They're all dead. They died out millions of years before the appearance of the first hominids and left nothing behind. That's the scary part. Ooh. 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 Here lies Hyaenodon. He never scored.
Their nearly otherworldly large jaws were a true characteristic, and they even require extra muscles in their necks to support them. The name Hyaenodon comes from the Greek words for hyena too. It was a group of
You just said hyena. Last Hyaenodon died out 9 million years ago. Okay, cool. So he's very wrong then. He's wrong by a factor of about 11 million years. That's embarrassing. Megistotherium? I know I've heard of that one. I think that one's in Jurassic World Alive, actually. Hold on. Give me a size comparison. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's big. That's like almost polar bear sized. Maybe bigger than polar bear. I don't know. Yeah, that's big. A big boy.
Predators that did their thing from the late Eocene to the early Miocene.
They
about
did
40
their
to 20
thing.
million years ago. They roamed the plains of North America, Eurasia, and Africa. The fact that we have so many fossils of Hyaenodon is thanks to many different species and their vast distribution. We also found
That is about all I know of Hyaenodon, is just like that scene in Walking with Beasts, so.
many different specimens of this ancient predator. The biggest ones, like H. gigas, were as large as wolves,
Gigas.
and probably hunted in a way similar to wolves, but they also scavenged, like hyenas. On the other
Oh my fucking god. First of all, that does seem quite a bit bigger than a lot of wolf species. Horridus down there honestly seems somewhere in between Horridus and Gigas, I think, is like wolf size. So we have to do the hyena thing. No, hyenas are not like primarily scavengers. They're not. That is lion propaganda. Hyenas will hunt more of their kills than lions will. Like, hyenas are extremely competent animals, and they're just like, they've been characterized as these fucking scavenger goobers for so long now, and I'm kind of tired of it, honestly. Like, give some respect to hyenas. They're kind of badasses. Like, you basically have to be to survive in the fucking African savannas. Like, it's not just from the Lion King, though. Like, this attitude of, like, hyenas being these scavengers has persisted for so fucking long. Like, maybe it comes... I think it comes from generally the... sorry. The rivalry that exists between lions and hyenas. And everyone wants to side with the lions because lions are cool and very charismatic, while hyenas are kind of like... They're, like, hunchbacked and weird looking, and they got these big fucked up crunchy bone teeth, and they like smile, and like they just seem evil. They just seem like they're evil animals. I love hyenas, but like I don't necessarily blame people, right? I'm just like I would appreciate that a channel that is trying to communicate anything about science would actually know that, hey, hyenas aren't fucking scavengers at the very least. You don't have to love them, but they're not scavengers. Not entirely, anyway.
Other end of the spectrum, the smallest species, H. microdon, was not much bigger than a house cat. Like modern dogs that break bones, Hyanodon likely broke the neck of its prey with a quick bite. Number 19. Did you know that Gigantopithecus is the largest ape ever, and it ultimately perished because of its immense size?
First of all, strange intro. Second of all, what was that fucking noise he made? Like right after he said that it was the largest ape ever?
Gigantopithecus is the largest ape ever, and it...
Ever? Oh? What? It sounds like he's... Ooh. And yeah, that is number 3. What do you mean because of its large size? Will you bring that up again? I can maybe see where you're coming from with this. Because, like, Gigantopithecus would have been such a large animal that I suppose you could argue that it was very specialized to its environment, and any changes basically would have decimated it. But I don't know if you could, like, say that... I don't think you could definitively say that just because of its size, especially because, oh, by the way, Gigantopithecus was like a fucking jaw. It's like a jaw and some teeth, and that's about all we have of it. We really don't have all that much. And of course, we have the Christopher Walken Gigantopithecus here. The King Louis, who 2 times in the same song rhymes with Gigantopithecus.
It ultimately perished because of its immense size. It was
Size?
truly a giant, standing up to 10 feet or 3 meters tall, and weighing an astonishing 1,100 pounds or 500 kilograms. This gigantic ape lived in the lush tropical forests of what is now southern China for an impressive period of 6 to 9 million years. But about 100,000 years ago, during the onset of the Pleistocene's last ice age, its climate began to change, and that spelled its doom. It turned out that its enormous size was a significant disadvantage when the forest turned into open savannas, and there was much less fruit to be found.
Again, that I feel like that has less to do with size, more to do with like a specialized diet or something. Like again, like red pandas are still endangered, right? They're a lot smaller than giant pandas. They both eat bamboo. They're both bamboo eating specialists from like similar locations, but they're suffering basically the same from things like habitat loss. So, you know what I mean? You can't really point to its size alone is the definitive factor that led to its extinction. plenty of large animals have survived mass extinction events. Like, hey, look at pretty much all of our modern day megafauna. A lot of it was around during like the last ice age.
Gigantopithecus was primarily a fruit eater, and it failed to adapt to the new food sources of grasses, roots, and leaves in its environment. Its colossal body made it especially vulnerable to changes in its habitat. And here's something else interesting. Large animals like Gigantopithecus typically have fewer offspring, meaning their populations are more vulnerable to environmental changes. So
Uh, I relatively I think it's more that mammals in general have um fewer offspring. Not necessarily like larger animals. Um yeah, reproduction, like having lots of babies is typically a survival strategy for animals that don't really take care of their offspring, whereas having fewer offspring that you put more effort into is um like that's basically a different strategy. Like you'll see the former strategy with things like spiders and turtles and fish, stuff like that. They'll just shit out babies. It's just like here's a bazillion of them. Go nuts. Have fun. And they fuck off back into the sea or back into a burrow or well the spiders usually just die afterwards. Um so it's not quite accurate to say that like oh larger animals had less offspring because like we found sauropod nest sites. They had a lot of babies and they're the biggest things that ever walked on land. Not to mention again it's a relative thing. Crocodiles have a lot of babies. The largest crocodiles would have gotten bigger than a gigantopithecus. So again like it's yeah, like this is just a weird point to make. I don't really see where he's coming from with this.
while this ape may not have been the smartest when it came to dealing with changes, it's still quite impressive to
The smartest when it came to dealing with changes. We're fucking Gigantopithecus supposed to be like, all right, clearly climate change is going too far. What we need to do is shut down all of our nuclear power plants and go back to mining coal like we're Germany. But it's okay because we'll set up a few wind turbines and everything will be good to go.
imagine how intelligent such a gigantic creature would have been. Number 18. In the prehistoric Eromanga Sea, approximately 105 million years ago, a terrifying predator ruled the skies. Thapungaka shawi, also known as a true dragon. With its immense wingspan of almost 30 feet or
This is a very obscure pterosaur. I have not heard of this one. It seems like a pretty basic ornithochirid, ananguerid, something like that. Um, oh, it's Australian? Okay. Um, yeah, I haven't even heard of this species, but like if you want to go for the big ananguerid pterosaur, just go for Tropiognathus, right?
9 meters, and a skull about 3 feet or 91 centimeters wide, it was a true phenomenon. The colossal flyer hunted prey with its terrifying spear-like mouth.
Okay, hold up. I have to see what this one actually fucking looked like. Give me this thing's name again.
In the prehistoric
Okay, Tap Sapungaka. Sapungaka. Okay, so yeah, it's an ananguerid. Uh, very fragmentary, pretty much just known from like the tips of its jaws. Uh, yeah. I'm not really seeing anything about its size either. Okay. The wingspan of Tapungaka was estimated by a comparison with a related species. It would be between 5.83 to 9.47 meters, based on an extrapolation from Ananguera and Tropiognathus, respectively. The lower jaws more strongly remember those of Ananguera piscator, from which it was concluded that a span of 6 to 7 meters, 20 to 23 feet, was probable. Okay, so pretty big. Decently big. Not quite Tropiognathus big, but still decently big for a pterosaur. That's like Pteranodon size. But again, like I would have just gone for Tropiognathus because number one, it's the more well-known species, not nearly as fragmentary as literally just the top and bottom half of the jaw. Um, and it's the bigger species, so
Scaromanga C, approximately 105 million years ago, a terrifying predator ruled the skies. Thapungaka shawi, also known as a true
Thapungaka.
dragon. With its immense wingspan of almost 30 feet or 9 meters, and a skull about 3 feet or 91 centimeters wide, it was a true phenomenon.
So yeah, he's
The
wrong about the
colossal
size
flyer
there.
hunted prey with its terrifying spear-like mouth, filled with up to 40 razor-sharp teeth.
It's quite inaccurate to call anaquarid mouths like spears. They've got these kind of keels on the end of them that have this sort of like this very unique shape. It's very odd looking. They're not really spears though. They they look more like sideways spoons. Yeah, I'm very surprised he's using like Tapejara footage when like in like a few seconds later in that scene, here comes fucking the Ornithochirus male who's just like whoosh, makes them all look tiny. All these little fucking shitty ass Tapejara. Neither of those species are themselves. Uh Accuracy wise, that episode is probably one of the weaker ones, but god damn it, I feel for him, man. Here lies the Ornithochirus. He never scored.
If you saw it, you would likely freeze with fear. Its long neck connected its impressive skull to a pair of enormous wings, making it look like a terrifying creature from another era. It was not only the largest
Yeah. It was a fucking... Because it was a creature from another era, you fucking dingus.
pterosaur ever discovered in Australia, but
Okay,
also
in
one of the most
Australia.
frightening aerial predators of all time. Its jaw remains date back to the
Yeah, that's a decent reconstruction of an anaguarid mouth. Like, that's what they looked like. It's kind of a spoon, maybe a battle axe, however you want to describe it. It looks funky. I don't know if the teeth would have been splayed out like that, though, but I'd trust this guy's reconstruction of this particular species.
Cretaceous, a period between 145 and 65 million years ago. With its unique anatomy, it was a masterful hunter, capable of silently descending on its unsuspecting prey.
How do you know
It's
that?
almost like finding yourself in a prehistoric adventure movie, don't you think?
Cringe. Anyway, I have no idea if any sort of research has been done into how loud pterosaurs would have been when they flew. Owls are silent because owls have basically evolved specifically to be fucking silent, which is like if you've seen those videos where it's like showing exactly how quiet owls are when they fly, like no noise whatsoever, it's like fascinating. But yeah, I don't think any research has been done on that in terms of pterosaurs. Like how the mechanics of pterosaur flight, I feel like, are still relatively disputed. Fucking how they take off has only, I think, recently come into like a state of relative acceptance where it's like, yeah, they probably did like the whole whoosh, jump up into the air and then take off thing, as opposed to like needing thermals like they thought in Walking with Dinosaurs and all that shit. Yeah, they could just like take off from the ground, like whoosh, into the sky. How is the video doing? Frozen again. Same spot. God damn it. Well, we're stuck slopping. This video will not render while I'm streaming though, which is very unfortunate. That means we're gonna have to wait until after the stream in order to render it and then upload it and bleh. My apologies. I slopped for nothing, but you know. Hopefully it'll be worth it and it'll say something very stupid that I could put in a thumbnail.
Number 17. Imagine being a modern crocodile floating in the water, thinking you're the king of your surroundings.
I have to say, at the very least, he's choosing, like, fairly unique taxa. Maybe he used all the rest of them in his other fucking videos. Um, like, again, like, I am surprised he wouldn't just go for, like, Barinasuchus or something. Oh, invalid genus. Cool. Let me have a look-see. Pristichampsus. Makes it sound like a champsosaur. Ah, a non-diagnostic and potentially dubious extinct genus of crocodilian from France. Other species refer to other genres, such as Bovirasuchus. That does not seem that big. Again, I would have gone with Barinasuchus. Like, Barinasuchus is the big one that people know. Like, that's the big terrestrial crocodile. Or hell, even just, like, one of the fucking Triassic pseudosuchians, like Saurosuchus. That's what I would have gone with. Yeah, 7.2 to 11.8 feet. That's really not that big. That's smaller than, like, most crocodilians alive today.
But what if you suddenly came face to face with your ancestor, the ancient crocodile Pristichampsus? The prehistoric powerhouse would surely give you a scare.
Oh my
Unlike the
god, what the
crocodiles
fuck
we know
is that?
today, Pristichampsus had several features that made it
What the fuck is this footage? Is it like a sci-fi original movie? Oh, Pasolosuchus. Yeah, that's the other really big one.
perfect for life on land.
Pristichampsus. That's primeval? Oh. Oh no.
Its legs were longer than those of modern crocodiles, allowing it to move more efficiently on land. And those hoof-like tips on its toes, they provide extra grip for running on dry land. This creature even had a round tail instead of a flattened one, indicating that it didn't need to swim in the water as often as its modern relatives.
Sure.
And let's talk about its teeth. They resembled those of large dinosaurs like tyrannosaurs. With such teeth, it was a master at catching and subduing prey. In the warm forests of the early Eocene, this crocodile was a formidable predator. But over time, as crocodiles specialized in aquatic life, this species slowly disappeared. Its terrestrial lifestyle became less favorable compared to the aquatic relatives.
That's not really true. I mean, today pretty much all we have are um semi-aquatic crocodilians. I think freshwater crocodiles in Australia are some of the more terrestrial ones, if I'm not mistaken. But again, Barinasuchus was, I want to say, semi-recent, like not even all that long ago, comparatively speaking, and that was like not only one of the largest post-Mesozoic crocodilians next to like Parasaurus and Griposuchus, I want to say, but like, yeah, it was fully terrestrial. It was a big guy. It was like basically the top predator in its ecosystem. Okay, Cuban crocodiles too, right? I've seen the videos where they gallop. So, last fully terrestrial pseudosuchians died out 6,000 years ago. Yeah, that's not that long ago. So, it's really not accurate to say that like this was a super unfavorable lifestyle. This lifestyle lasted from like the Triassic up until very recently. So it worked. It worked just fine. There were fully terrestrial crocodilomorphs like all throughout the Mesozoic, even while the dinosaurs were rolling. So you can't really say that didn't work out.
Number 16. Dolichoin chops, a cool name for a plesiosaur.
One more time.
Aquatic relatives. Number 16. Dolichoin chops, a cool name for a plesiosaur with a short.
Dolichoryncops. Oh boy. Okay. Again, fairly unique taxa. I mostly saw this one in the like Sea Monsters 3D documentary. Don't think that's Dolichoryncops. It looks close enough to one. I'll give it a pass.
Short necks swam around approximately 94 million years ago. These guys were truly rock stars of the sea, with their long paddle-like fins allowing them to glide through the water like acrobats, much like penguins on ice. With their large, sharp eyes...
Penguins on ice? Maybe penguins in the water.
they could track down small prey like real detectives. Their mouths were filled with 30 to 40 teeth.
How many fucking similes are you gonna use, dude? How many similes? They're like, you got the metaphors and the similes. They're the rock stars of the sea. They're like penguins on ice. They're like detectives. What is the Dolichorhynchops not?
But surprisingly, they didn't use them for chewing. Nope, they swallowed their prey whole.
That is not surprising at all. Chewing is actually a fairly uncommon trait, like especially among things like reptiles, especially among anything aquatic. Yeah, I can't even think of an aquatic animal that like chews its food. Just in general, really. Like plenty of animals will use their teeth to tear up food and then eat the chunks. Like hell, Sicilians do that. I saw a video of like someone who like tied a piece of fish to a rock, like a fillet of fish, and then the Sicilian was like biting into it and is just like kind of twisting its body around to gain leverage to tear pieces of the fish off. Pufferfish? Kinda, sorta. I'll give you that one, I guess. Less chewing, more just kind of crushing shells. So,
They measured 13 to 16.5 feet, or 4 to 5 meters in length, and likely had super smooth skin. Their fins contain nearly 100.
How do you know that? What do you mean super smooth? Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, as far as I'm aware, there are some skin impressions of marine reptiles. I'm pretty sure mosasaurs have them. I don't know if I would describe the skin as being particularly smooth. I understand where you're coming from, hydrodynamics and all that, but like again, I mean you got sharks, right? They're smooth one way, not so much the other.
Bones, and even help them shoot through the water like a spear. But they were too
Like a
stiff to
spear.
use on land. Despite being able to dive deep, the species often had to come up for air. Fortunately, they didn't have many enemies.
Okay. Obviously, it had to come up for air. This is a reptile. Most things that have lungs have to come up for air. Some fucking fish have to come up for air. All right, man. Second of all, you bet your ass this thing had enemies. This thing lived in the western interior seaway. It had nothing but enemies. I'm pretty sure that Dolichorhynchops was contemporary with shit like Tylosaurus, Cretoxyrhina, Zephactinus. Fuck, dude. This thing would have nothing but enemies. You're just straight up wrong about that.
Except for scary sharks and a few other species.
Scary
15.
sharks.
Mesosaurus, which means middle lizard in
This
Greek,
guy
was an
again.
impressive reptile that surfaced during the early Permian, approximately 300 million years ago. Unlike its
Wait, what are you about to say about mosasaurs?
fully terrestrial ancestors, this animal decided to partially inhabit the water.
Oh, you're not saying anything about mosasaurs. You're just... The AI is just like, oh, mesosaur, did you mean mosasaur? Jurassic World footage. Yeah, this guy again, like, it's small. It's like a little guy. This is not scarier than a dinosaur. Please, for the love of God, tell me we're getting hallucigenia. One day, one fucking day, we will get hallucigenia in one of these shitty lists.
Similar to prehistoric amphibians that came before it, this unique reptile made the swamps of Africa and South America its home. What truly set Mesosaurus apart in the early Permian was its skull structure. Unlike most reptiles of that time, it lacked openings on the sides of its skull, as was typical with other reptiles.
Okay, so he's talking about being an apsid, I'm pretty sure. it takes it takes a while to explain what the fuck is going on with like anapsids and diapsids and all that shit. Um, theraspids. Uh, it takes a long time to explain why that is meaningfully different, or like why that's meaningful, basically. Even I still get it mixed up a lot because, like, for one thing, the words are all very similar. I'm just like, wait a second, is that one right or is that one right? And then even then, there's exceptions, right? There's exceptions for things that are just like, oh yeah, this one is um this one's an anapsid.
Hey Fish, you're helping me get through work today. LMAO, thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much for the $5 dues. Like this one's an anapsid, but it actually has holes in its skull, or this one's like a diapsid, but it has no holes in its skull. And we just have to fucking figure out what's going on with that shit. It's fucking confusing, and I don't like it, and that's why I'm not actually a scientist.
This made it classified as an anapsid reptile. Despite these unique features, Mesosaurus closely resembled a small prehistoric crocodile. Its slender teeth were likely adapted for filtering plankton. The idea that this ancient creature hunted both
Filtering plankton? With those teeth? Those okay, let's look at an actual Mesosaurus skull. Yeah, no, those are for biting on the shit. Yeah, no, that's a chompy boy. Those are fucking needles. Hell no, dog. Those shits is needles. That is not a unique feature to Mesosaurus, my guy. Lots of aquatic animals have conical needle-like teeth because that helps grab onto fish because fish are slippery. Again, Sicilians. Sicilians do that. They have very thin needle-like teeth because, like, hey, when you're underwater, you gotta grip onto whatever it is you're gripping onto.
on land and in water makes it extra intriguing and a tad bit frightening. Number 14. Entelodon is a large group of mammals closely related to pigs, known as the killer pig, due to its terrifying character.
Excuse you, that is the Terminator pig, and I will not have you slander his name.
These creatures live side by side with Oreodonts, a peculiar group of mammals resembling sheep, but actually more closely related to camels. Fossil finds indicate that Entelodons
I mean, they lived alongside a bunch of shit. As far as I'm aware, Entelodonts lasted for a decently long while. So, at least he said they were related to pigs, which I think is at least and in terms of accuracy, they're, I'm pretty sure, even-toed ungulates, so that's a pass, I guess. Like, it's related to a pig probably about as much as it's related to a camel, but hey, at least it is related to it. And he's not saying it's a fucking dinosaur.
Emerged during the Middle Eocene, about 49 to 37 million years ago.
It has been a while.
They spread across Asia, Europe, and North America before eventually becoming extinct, which was during the early Miocene, approximately 19 to 16 million years ago. While the smallest Entelodons weighed only about 331 pounds or 151 kilograms, about the size of a large male white-tailed deer, the largest species could weigh up to almost 2,000 pounds or 900 kilograms, comparable to a Clydesdale horse. Their large skulls were quite remarkable, making up about 35 to 45% of their total body length. These skulls also had tooth-like protrusions of bone, indicating adaptations for consuming tough or hard food, including crushing bones.
I'm confused as to what he's talking about here. He's saying like the tooth-like protrusions. Is he just talking about the teeth? Because I know that Entelodonts have some like freaky skull shapes. They got like random bits jutting out of them, kind of like warthogs do. But as far as I'm aware, those are adaptations for like, you know, ramming stuff. Not the teeth, which are actually designed for eating. So, yeah, I don't really know what he's talking about here. This is just like, I feel like the AI is just getting confused again.
Like modern pigs, this species was likely omnivores, feeding on a mix of plant and animal material.
Was likely
Despite their impressive
omnivores.
size, their limbs were adapted for running on land.
Despite their impressive size, their limbs were adapted for running on land. Have you seen how fast a fucking elephant can move, dude? You ever seen a giraffe run before? Those things can move. They're way bigger than an Entelodont. Fucking bizarre. Also, if you're gonna keep comparing them to pigs, which, like, you shouldn't really. You should be comparing them to hippos, which are also deceptively fast. Warthogs. Warthogs are fucking fast, dude. They're fast and they got wicked stamina. You don't want to fuck with a warthog. Fucking Pumbaa will kick your ass.
Number 13. On the vast plains of Argentina,
Yep.
a remarkable and terrifying sight
As you're gonna
could be
mispronounce
seen.
it.
Towering feathered creatures surpassing the height of a human. These were the terror birds, the only group of carnivorous flightless birds to have ever existed. Scientifically known
The only group of carnivorous flightless birds to have ever existed. Have you ever heard of a penguin? It's just funny. Yeah, cassowaries are herbivores. Most ratites are, I want to say, at least omnivores. Yeah, penguins are carnivorous. They eat fish, but, you know, fish are made of meat. I don't know if anyone's ever told you this. Listen, I know that the pescatarians out there, they like to have their own rules on this shit. Like, oh, it's not really meat, it's just fish. Secretary birds? Secretary birds can fly. Not for like a while, but they can fly. Kiwis eat bugs? I think they do. I actually don't know what kiwis eat.
as forest racids, they
There
raised
it
the
is.
top predators of their time in South America. And
Forest rockids. It's Forest raucous.
when we say surpassed, we truly mean surpassed. The largest species was about 10 feet or 3 meters long and weighed over 992 pounds or 450 kilograms. They also had extraordinarily long legs that not only allowed efficient movement over long distances, but also enabled the larger of this species to achieve incredible speeds. Although estimates of their speed vary, it's believed that the largest members of this group could reach speeds of at least 28 miles per hour.
Fair the fuck enough that he's saying that there's speed estimates and that they vary. This shit is hard to nail down for paleontologists. Mostly because that's not really, you know, exactly what paleontologists are always trying to figure out. Like, oh, hey, how fucking fast does this thing move? That's not really what they're trying to do all that often. I mean, if you're a paleontologist that's interested in, like, making money, first and foremost, you're just looking in the ground for phytoplankton. Because that's where oil reserves are going to be. Yeah, so good job to the AI for figuring out that yes, these are estimates and they're going to be variable. Here's the top one. Good job. I'll give you that one.
Or 45 kilometers per hour. Despite their skill as runners, they likely used ambush tactics to approach their prey. Their legs, equipped with sharp claws, served various purposes. They could tear meat from carcasses, and the birds could also use their body weight to exert pressure on the prey, and then remove pieces of meat.
Is this scarier than dinosaurs? This is dinosaurs. Terror birds are just dinosaurs, so really this one shouldn't even count.
Number 12. Doryapsis is an ancient jawless fish, and it swam in the ocean.
Hold the fuck up. Is this the same one from last time? The one that's like this fucking big? And it's just got like the noodle for a face? We did this one last time. Did we not? This is not scarier than a dinosaur. Why? Why? There's weirder placoderms. Oh, my throat. Oh, my throat.
During the early Devonian, and it had a striking and peculiar body shape. Its body was covered with a jug-shaped armor,
That's
with
a
large
mosasaur.
gill plates protruding and curving beside the boxy body. Additionally, this fish had a long, flexible tail and an elongated, slender snout.
Look how short its fucking tail is. That's not very long at all. Look how squat this fucking thing is. It looks so weird. Gonna get a prehistoric elephant, Dunkleosteus, or Megalodon, or Helicoprion. Another croc, giant sloth, and probably calling it now completely peaceful herbivore you could kill. I'm putting all my chips in. I'm saying we're gonna get Hallucigenia. We're gonna get it. If not Hallucigenia, then maybe Anomalocaris. Yeah, I just don't know why this thing.
Protruding forward. Two thin, nail-like projections also emerged from the sides of the head body, almost at a right angle from the front snout. Although the exact function of these three spikes remains uncertain, it's speculated that the rear spikes, pointed sideways, may have acted as hydroplanes, helping to maintain a flat swimming position. The front spike, on the other hand, may have been used to stir up soft sediment, exposing small invertebrates and organic material.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last time, that it was probably just used like a sawfish rostrum, if anything. Yeah. Like, sawfish and saw sharks are able to make very good use out of their rostrums for multiple purposes, like whether it's pinning prey down or like actually attacking prey with it. Like they can make some good work out of their rostrum.
These food sources could then be drawn into the mouth of the jawless fish. The peculiar body shape of this fish has sparked discussions about its lifestyle. Two main hypotheses have emerged. The first suggests that it primarily lived in the upper layers of the water column, as a surface pelagic swimmer. The second hypothesis proposes that it was a benthic burrower, residing in the sediments of the ocean floor and feeding.
The ocean floor?
The origin of large predatory marine creatures began approximately 245 million years ago, with a mighty ichthyosaurus, named Tharalatorchin saurophagus.
Again, weird taxa in this one. I almost thought that was a mosasaur at first. Maybe it is actually a mosasaur. Very strange taxa. Like, again, if I was going for like an early Triassic ichthyosaur, I would have gone for like Shonisaurus, Shastosaurus, Ichthyotitan.
He's gonna point at a trilobite next and say it hunted mosasaurs just because they weren't around at the same time.
These trilobites would have enjoyed the taste of human flesh.
It was also known as the lizard-devouring ruler of the seas. What made this creature so special was not only its impressive appearance, but also its hunting skills. While most ichthyosaurs had small pointed teeth to catch small and slippery prey, this species had a unique dental arrangement. Its teeth were about 4 inches or 10 centimeters high, and had a crown of 2 inches or 5 centimeters, with a
How similar is this thing to like Symbospondylus? Because I imagine this is like a very similar animal. That's just gonna be my guess. But again, he's like picking these weird, obscure tags that I bet he's doing this on purpose. He knows that my entire career is based on fucking picking apart all of his AI sludge. So he's just like, I'm gonna pick shit that fish doesn't know anything about.
leaf-shaped appearance and 2 cutting edges. Although not serrated, these teeth resembled those of other terrifying marine creatures, such as mosasaurs and large pilosaurs. This species...
Pilosaurs? Also, did you say they were spade-shaped? Spade-shaped and not serrated. That sounds almost like porpoise teeth. Um, I don't know. You're making it sound like a big porpoise right now. Not exactly the most terrifying. If you've ever seen a porpoise before, they're silly little critters. Um, yeah.
Appeared just 5 million years after the most devastating mass extinction event ever. This shows that some oceans could recover rapidly after such a catastrophic event. This
That is true, at
prehistoric
least.
creature is also a significant discovery in the fossil world, because it's one of the earliest known marine predators that hunted large marine animals, placing it at the top of the food chain.
The food chain.
In the marshes along the Rio Grande in Texas, about 70 million years ago, roamed a creature that was both impressive and terrifying. Quetzalcoatlus was a pterosaur measuring
Hey, he got a decent pronunciation in there. I'll give it to him. I mean, I'll give it to him. Love porpoises, shame dolphins are dicks. Dolphins are dicks, especially to porpoises for literally no fucking reason. We got our good friend the Quetzalcoatlus back. Let's see what he has to say this time.
Up to 12 feet or 3.7 meters tall, with an enormous wingspan of 37 to 40 feet, or 11.3 to 12.2 meters. It's known as the largest flying animal in Earth's history. But you might wonder how it could walk with wings touching the ground, and how such a large animal could fly at all.
Okay, how could it walk with wings touching the ground? Have you seen a bat before? That... Okay, fucking Jesus Christ. Ow. Yeah. The Quetzalcoatlus being the largest, most giant Asdarchids are extremely fragmentary. There's basically no greater point in saying one is bigger than the other. Between something like Quetzalcoatlus, Hatzegopteryx, anything like that. They're all roughly similar in size. Some estimates say that Hatzegopteryx may have been, sorry about that, larger mass-wise, and that Quetzalcoatlus was like maybe bigger lengthwise, sort of like a Spinosaurus Tyrannosaurus deal, except on like a much more pedantic scale, because like, let's be real, these things really wouldn't have looked all that different. At least not in terms of their size or mass. Like, fucking... Asdarchids really wouldn't have weighed more than, I want to say, like, a couple 100 pounds. So, tacking on, like, I don't know, a few more pounds onto that is really not that big of a deal. Tacking on a couple more inches onto the wingspan, really not that big a deal. I feel like it's pointless to argue over, like, oh, which is the biggest and bestest and most coolest fucking Asdarchid pterosaur. I don't really see the point on that. The cat's redesigned for Rebirth. I prefer the Dominion one by like a lot. I like the colors on the Rebirth design. I prefer the crest and the feathered coat of the original.
With a neck of 6 feet or 1.8 meters and a skull of 4 feet or 1.2 meters high, it was basically a stork on steroids. It lived approximately 68 to 66 million years ago and disappeared as the Mesozoic era ended, leaving much of its biology a mystery. It's also suggested that Quetzalcoatlus stood upright, reaching a height of 16.5 feet or 5 meters, equal to that of a giraffe.
Didn't you just say it was like 12 feet tall? Are you getting like the fucking two species confused? Like, what is it? Lawsoni and Northropi? It is Lawsoni, isn't it? Or am I getting it confused with something else? It is Lawsoni. Okay. Lawsoni is the smaller species. And Northropi is the larger species that is known from the southern U.S., I believe, mainly Texas.
On the ground, its beak offered a wide view of the surroundings. With its stature, it was the largest carnivore on the continent, even larger than the Tyrannosaurus rex.
This is why you have to fucking specify what you're talking about when you say large. I always have to specify, like, oh, lengthwise, mass-wise. He's probably saying, like, height-wise, which is really not all that impressive. If you say that Quetzalcoatlus is larger than T-Rex, you're insane. Taller, I think so, probably. I think they're roughly both around a giraffe-ish height. You can't say that it's larger than T-Rex. Hell, even its wingspan wouldn't have been, like, wider than T-Rex is long. And when it comes to mass, fucking forget about it. Again, Quetzalcoatlus absolutely would not have broken 1,000 pounds. Like, under any circumstances. So, you know what? It did have a bigger wingspan than T-Rex. You got me there. You got me there, Space.
Although the latter surpassed it in weight. Number 9. Arctodus, also known as the giant short-faced bear, is the largest carnivorous mammal we know from the Pleistocene of North America. In fact, it can even claim the title of the largest carnivorous animal since the disappearance of dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous.
Debatable. Andrewsarus is known from fragmentary material. It's mostly just the skull. Scaled up, a lot of people have said it's the largest, but, like, not a whole hell of a lot is known about Andrewsarus to begin with. Also, did you say largest carnivorous animal or mammal?
Title of the largest carnivorous animal since the disappearance of
Yeah, no, Baryonysuchus is bigger. I'm pretty sure it's longer and heavier. Like, definitely longer. I want to say heavier. Also, Parasaurus is definitely bigger. Griposuchus is definitely bigger. Yeah, no, you're just straight up wrong about that. By, like, a lot. By, like, a lot, and by a lot of different species. You are just straight up wrong about that.
Dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous. This bear was undoubtedly the fastest runner among its kind, and had a slimmer and longer build than modern bears. When walking, it stood an impressive 5 feet or 1.5 meters tall at its shoulders. But when standing on its hind legs, it could reach a height of up to 12 feet or 3.7 meters. Unlike its contemporary counterparts, Arctodus had...
That really doesn't sound any bigger than a polar bear. Maybe I'm crazy. That sounds like maybe a foot or two bigger than a polar bear. But I might be wrong about that. That might be around the same size.
Toes that pointed straight forward, allowing it to move swiftly and agilely. Despite its enormous weight of over 1,500 pounds or 680 kilograms, it's believed to have reached speeds of over 40 miles per hour, or 64 kilometers per hour. The skull structure and tearing teeth of Arctodus suggest a highly carnivorous diet. Its widely spaced and forward-facing eye sockets provided excellent vision. While its short...
I mean, pretty much any bear is mostly going to be carnivorous. I mean, except for, like... Okay. Most bear species alive today are mostly carnivorous, but, like, they're gonna be, like, at least slightly omnivorous. Polar bears are pretty much the biggest exception to that, because they live in areas that really just don't have a lot of edible plant growth. Like, there aren't any berries to forage on. There's not a whole lot that they can eat. But in zoos, if you give polar bears, like, some pumpkins or something, yeah, they're gonna eat them. So, hard to tell whether it would have been mostly carnivorous or mostly omnivorous, unless you have, like, stomach contents or that sort of thing.
Short, broad snout suggested a keen sense of smell. The jaws of the bear, remarkably wide in proportion to their shortness, along with the massive muscle attachments, gave it a powerful bite, and the ability to crush bones to access nutritious marrow. Number 8.
Mara.
Meet Neurologus rex, the king of rabbits from...
The what? Sorry, the what? The... It's Big fucking Chungus. It's Big Chungus. Big Chungus is apparently scarier than dinosaurs. T-Rex is just coming up like, that'll hold them all white. And then this guy fucking comes out of the hole and he's just like, that'll hold them all white. Phooey.
From Minorca, weighing a whopping 26.5
Also,
pounds.
from
Meet
what-
Neurologus rex, the king of rabbits from Minorca, weighing a whopping 26.5 pounds or 12 kilograms. This gigantic rabbit was about 6 times larger than the current European rabbit. Neurologus rex lived approximately 3 to 5 million years ago, and it's possibly one of the earliest known examples of the island rule in mammalian evolution. According to this rule, animals
The island rule. Pardon? Are you talking about insular gigantism? Because that goes the other way around, too. Have you heard of the dwarf Sicilian elephant? It's... like, insular dwarfism and insular gigantism, they go both ways. That's not a specifically mammal thing. You fucking dingus.
Animals on islands often change in size, with large animals becoming smaller and small animals becoming larger.
Okay, that's... Oh, okay, he kind of got it right, I guess. That's not even necessarily what I would call an island rule, though. Like, some mammals on islands are just, like, about what you would expect them to be, you know? Like, I don't know, fucking Tasmanian devils. They're about as big as they need to be. Yeah, I should have waited a second.
This change is often attributed to factors such as less food or the absence of predators on the mainland. For Neurologus rex, the absence of predators allowed this rabbit to reach enormous dimensions. It also lost its ability to hop and adapted to a subterranean life, where it likely dug up roots and tubers to eat. Due to the lack of predators,
tubers.
it also experienced a decrease in its vision and hearing. This giant rabbit lived on an island in the western Mediterranean during the Pliocene. Its ancestors likely arrived on the island about 5 million years ago. Number 7.
Big rabbit.
Sarcosuchus is a species of enormous...
Sarcosuchus. You misspelled it and mispronounced it. Sure. Sarcosuchus. Go for it. Yeah, fucking big chungus rabbit, scarier than dinosaurs. Like Sarcosuchus, the super crack, if you will, I'll give you. The most foul, cruel, and bad-tempered rodent you've ever set eyes on. I soiled my arm, I was so scared. I'm like fucking, I'm fucking stun locked on the rabbit thing. Like, why? Why?
crocodile-like reptile that is now extinct but once ruled the earth and ranks among the largest reptiles of its kind. Unlike modern crocodiles, these giants continue to grow throughout their lives, and
What the fuck do you mean, unlike modern crocodiles? Modern crocodiles do the same goddamn thing. Like, there's not really much stopping crocodiles from continuing to grow throughout their lives. They do the same thing. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean... Shit, dog. It also goes the other way around. If you keep a crocodilian in like too small of a place, you're gonna stunt its growth. You let that crocodile grow as much as it wants, then yeah, you'll get fucking monster size ones. Like they slow down a lot as they keep growing, but they do keep growing.
their name actually means flesh crocodile in Latin.
The
When
flesh.
fully grown, they can reach an impressive length of 36 to 39 feet, or 11 to 12 meters, and weigh an average of about 8 tons. With their telescopic eyes and long snout, which made up to 75% of its head, they were perfectly adapted
Look at this poor fucking Ablesaur. He's just like, oh, jeez. Oh no, he's eating me. Nah. And then he poops himself.
for hunting. Due to their enormous size, this species had the ability to prey on large dinosaurs.
That's a T-Rex.
They were masters at surprising their prey, lurking at the water's edge or below the water's surface until the right moment to strike. In a flash, they would emerge and seize their prey. When not hunting, these giant crocodile-like reptiles would bask in the...
Okay, he's been calling them crocodiles this entire time, but he accurately referred to them as crocodile-like reptiles, because these aren't actually crocodiles. They're very close crocodile relatives. So, good job. You got that one.
Sun on the banks of water bodies. But when threatened by larger predators like Argentinosaurus, they would quickly dive into the water.
Threatened by large predators like Argentinosaurus. Is that right? First of all, I'm going to be extra pedantic about this because that just pissed me off. At the beginning of this, you listed this as Sarcosuchus imperator specifically. That is the African species. That comes from, like, Niger. Now, I don't know if I have to tell you this, but Niger and Argentina are two different countries on two different continents. Second of all, Argentinosaurus is it's a sauropod. Argentinosaurus is a sauropod. It is not a predator. Are you actually just saying that in the clip from the fucking Chased by Dinosaurs episode, where the Argentinosaurus come to the watering hole and then, like, the Sarcosuchus backs away and he's just like, alright, I'm not fucking with this right now. You're saying that's because the Argentinosaurus were about to eat that Sarcosuchus. Sure.
Water for protection. Number 6. In the spring of 1923, researchers set up camp in Erdmanmana, known as the Valley of the Jewels in Inner Mongolia.
$20, he calls this thing like the biggest predator or the biggest carnivore since the dinosaurs, after he just said that about Arctodus.
During their expedition, they discovered a remarkably well-preserved skull of a gigantic creature, almost 3 feet or 0.90 meters long. This creature, named Andrewsarus mongoliensis, is the only known specimen of its kind to this day. It roamed the Earth approximately 45 million years ago, and was estimated to be about 6 feet or 1.83 meters tall at the shoulder, and about 12 feet or 3.6 meters long. This makes it the largest known terrestrial predator ever.
Wait.
What makes this species
largest known terrestrial predator ever? Damn, not ever. Not even just since the extinction of the dinosaurs. Largest terrestrial predator ever. I called it. I fucking knew he would. This thing was bigger than Tyrannosaurus Rex. It has to have been. It was the biggest ever.
Unique is its close relationship with hippos and whales, showing how diverse the evolutionary paths of different species can be. With its impressive size, it earned the nickname Bone Crusher. This fearsome beast lived during the Eocene about 32 to 60 million years ago. With its snout, sharp teeth, and flat molars, it could easily crush bones. Whether it actively hunted or scavenged remains a mystery, but its colossal skull suggests that it may have been twice the size of a grizzly bear, confirming its status as the largest animal of its time, and perhaps ever.
The largest animal of its time and perhaps ever. Holy shit. Guys, we were shooting too low. It's bigger than a blue whale. It's bigger than fucking Supersaurus. You know what? Fuck it. It's bigger. It's bigger than Amphicelius fragilimus. This was 200 feet long and 300 tons of pure carnivorous destruction. Only reason it went extinct is because it ran out of stuff to eat. It was too good.
Number 5. Dunkleosteus is the
There
largest
it is.
plesioderm ever, estimated to have been about 10 and 26 feet, or 3 and 8 meters long.
Between 10 and 26, like, I'm pretty sure the shrunk dunk estimate lies within that range, so fuck it. I'll give you a thumbs up.
Ancient fish, like all placoderms, had a sturdy tank-like external
Placoderms.
armor covering its head, jaws, and thorax. Its lifestyle resembled that of a pelagic shark, but it was much more robustly built, and is
I love that picture of the blue shark where he's just like just the completely still image, not even like doing the pan thing that all of these videos do with the image. It's just like it's just completely still image of blue shark going. Blue sharks are so fucking doofy.
As one of the first true apex predators on Earth, it occupied a dominant position.
Not really. Not really. This was not one of the first true apex predators. I mean, again, go back to the Cambrian explosion. You got Anomalocaris. Ordovician, you've got Camarasaurus. Like, that's millions and millions of years and multiple geological periods before Dunkleosteus ever even showed up, where it's like, yeah, there's stuff that's way bigger than everything else that's just eating everything around it.
It could consume virtually any animal it encountered, and had few natural enemies. This was partly due to its enormous...
No. It had lots of natural enemies, because you see, it evolved its armored head so that it would not get attacked by other Dunkleosteus, even though it left its entire back half completely unarmored. Also so that it wouldn't get attacked by other Dunkleosteus, because the other Dunkleosteus would only attack its head. Right? Did I get that right?
size and the remarkable structure of its jaws. The bony plates forming its jaws were transformed into tusks and long cutting edges. Moreover, the upper and lower jaws scraped against each other, resulting in self-sharpening. These adaptations allowed Dunkleosteus to pierce through any animal of its time. Interestingly, evidence has been found of scraping and puncture marks on the armor of other Dunkleosteus, suggesting that they even preyed on each other. Number 4. Dinotherium was a gigantic...
Oh my god, dude, Space, you're killing it. You got the fucking big croc, the ancient elephant, the fucking... Oh my god, dude, you're killing it. The Dunkleosteus. Like, I would have guessed it would have been Dinotherium from, like, if it's going to be any kind of ancient elephant. God damn.
Mammal from the late Miocene to the early Pleistocene, and belonged to the largest creatures of all time. Lengths range...
You keep saying everything is the largest creature of all time. Dude. Fucking Andrewsarus and Dinotherium are going to have, like, a kaiju battle now. What the shit? It wasn't the biggest of all time. It just fucking wasn't. It was big. It was big for like a Proboscidean. You're insane. Stop it. It always gets worse as it goes on because the AI just gets fucking confused.
From 11.5 to 23 feet, or 3.5 to 7 meters. With a shoulder height of 10 to 16.5 feet, or 3 to 5 meters, and a weight of up to 26,500 pounds, or 12,000 kilograms.
The biggest animal that has ever lived. Also Andrewsarus.
The name Dinotherium from Greek for terrible beast reflects its immense size and impressive appearance. For millions of years, it shared the world with other giants, and they were known as thunder beasts. But what truly stood out about Dinotherium were its short...
Thunder beast? Isn't that the Brontotheres? Because, you know, you got Bronto, thunder. Like, beast is therium. Like, yes, Brontotheres existed alongside these. I get, like, why even bring that up? That's so weird. He's done that earlier in this video too. It's just like, oh yeah, this thing existed alongside other species, but I'm not going to mention anything meaningful about like their relationship to one another. It's just like, yeah, they existed at the same time. I'm not even going to explain what the things that lived alongside with were. Fucking bizarre.
Downward curving tusks. Initially, it was that these tusks were used for digging in freshwater habitats, but it was later revealed that it used its forelimbs for this purpose. The tusks
It used its forelimbs for digging in freshwater habitats? For digging? The Proboscidean? Basically a big elephant? I think those boots are made for walking, my guy. Elephants can dig? Well, I guess, but like, do we have evidence that proves that Dinotherium was I'm so confused by the train of logic here, because it's like, it must be that it's using these giant tusks to dig in freshwater environments. Like, I'm assuming that comes from a place of like, we have to determine the use of these tusks, but but the fact that he's saying, oh, it was using its forelimbs to do this instead, almost makes it sound like, oh, hey, there's all these holes we're finding everywhere, like these big ass holes that have been dug, like with in association with Dinotherium fossils. We got to figure out, how are these big holes getting here? Well, if it wasn't the tusks, then it must have been they were digging them with their forelimbs. That's almost what the train of logic sounds like. I am perplexed. Dinotherium burrows. Yes. It's like Psittacosaurus.
likely served as pickaxes for breaking off branches. Although the species survived for a long time, isolated populations eventually disappeared around 12,000 years ago, shortly after the end of the last ice age. Some believe changing climatic conditions were the cause, while others think Homo sapiens hunting may have contributed to their demise. These gigantic creatures continue to fascinate us to this day. Number 3.
Sure thing.
Helicoprion, the mysterious fossil creature that has puzzled scientists for years.
Base! Dude! Holy shit, Space, you fucking knocked it out of the park. That, bro, if we get giant sloths, that's it. That's a fucking hat trick. Holy shit, dude.
Years is one of the biggest enigmas in paleontology. These fossilized whorls of elongated teeth, resembling primitive versions of circular jaws, have captivated researchers.
Circular
They
jaws?
first appeared in the Devonian and eventually disappeared during the early Triassic.
No, they didn't. They disappeared in like the middle of the Permian. Like, we were doing this last time. Like, fuck. The timeline of Helicoprion is fucked in these videos. They never get it right. Helicoprion died out in the middle of the Permian. It didn't even reach the mass extinction event.
Paleontologists realized these petrified forms actually belonged to a shark-like fish. What made this species truly intriguing was the absence of upper teeth. The spiral of teeth represented the entire dental arsenal of the creature. Further insights were gained from the fragments of this creature's skull.
Hey, I recognize that mod. I recognize that.
It was not a typical shark. It possessed a unique double articulation of its cranial cartilage, characteristic of a group of cartilaginous fish. While some might assume, based on its appearance, that it was a precursor to modern sharks, it actually belonged to a separate branch within the ancient fish world. But imagine if this thing existed today.
Yeah, he's not gonna say what it was. Okay, Helicoprion is more closely related to chimeras than it is to sharks. I'll say it because he's not going to. Yeah, I'm like, a big part of me is hoping for Hallucigenia. I'm really crossing my fingers that it's gonna be Hallucigenia, but if it's a giant sloth in space, you just pulled off the biggest fucking hat trick of all time.
How terrifying would that have been? Number 2. In the Cenozoic era, which began approximately 65.5 million years ago, an extinct giant ground sloth called Megatherium roamed South America. The scientific name of this massive sloth translates to Great Beast from America. Despite their immense size, which could reach up to 4 tons, fossils...
Space! You fucking killed it! Holy shit, dude. I never... Like, dude, this fucking video was throwing such random shit at me, like the Hyenodon, the weird-ass Australian pterosaur I never heard of, this fucking invalid genus of Crocodiliform, Dolichorhynchos, like, Mesosaur, like, all this shit, and then it's just like, boom, most predictable garbage ever, all in a row. Insane.
Confirmed they were related to modern sloths. During this period, Megatherium underwent remarkable evolution, resulting in a size comparable to that of a modern elephant.
Oh, and Big
Equipped with
Chungus, of
enormous
course.
claws and teeth, it primarily fed on leaves and shrubs. Their
Don't
teeth
say
were
it's a
specially
carnivore.
positioned on the sides of their jaws to facilitate the consumption of plants. Megatherium was astonishingly 10 times larger than contemporary sloths. It's interesting to note that it coexisted with humans, as evidenced by fossils with cut marks. This suggests that these giant sloths were part of the human diet thousands of years ago.
Ooh.
Number 1.
Okay, Hallucigenia.
During the Paleocene, approximately 58 to 60 million years ago, a significant event occurred in a region that had recently recovered from a massive asteroid impact. This event led to the tropical rainforest that exists along the equator today. In the lush and dense landscape saturated with moisture and swamps...
What the fuck did he just say? What?
Years ago. Number 1. During the Paleocene, approximately 58 to 60 million years ago, a significant event occurred in a region that had recently recovered from a massive asteroid impact. This event led to the tropical rainforest that exists along the equator today.
A significant event occurred, and this event led to the tropical rainforest that we see today. What was that event? Would you like to explain what that event was? Because personally, I believe that the event was the equator's really hot and humid. A lot of rain falls there, and as a result, there's rainforests there.
In the lush and dense landscape saturated with moisture and swamps, Titanoboa found ample hiding places. Titanoboa was a giant snake species that coexisted with other enormous creatures, such as crocodiles of about 13 feet or 4 meters, and turtles of about 8 feet or 2.5 meters.
Wasn't this thing contemporary with Purosaurus and, like, Carbonimus? Am I... Definitely with Carbonimus, right? I know for a fact Carbonimus. Okay, so no and yes. Right, Purosaurus is Miocene. Okay, so yeah, you're wrong about the turtles, at the very least. Turtles were way bigger.
Although it resembled today's anacondas in appearance, it far exceeded them in size. With an average length of about 46 feet or 14 meters, Titanoboa was a third larger than the largest snake existing today, the green anaconda. Due to its immense size, the world's largest snake couldn't live in trees. Instead, it mainly inhabited the ground near water sources. It mostly remained in...
Wait a second, didn't you say in a previous... Roll back the footage. I know there's a fucking video where this particular guy, this particular fucking AI said that, like, an interesting fact about the Titanoboa is that it could live in trees. I know for a fucking fact he said that. I know for a fucking fact. When I'm editing the fish stick on a stick of this, roll it back. I know he fucking said that.
Active, patiently waiting to ambush its prey. Titanoboa's powerful bite allowed it to overpower and consume numerous giant turtles or even crocodiles, which unfortunately became its victims. After swallowing its prey whole, it would digest them for months, sustaining itself by eating 3 to 4 times a year. Which prehistoric animal would you like to see brought back to life?
Obviously the Big Chungus. Fuck. fuck? He was said right, because he also said it was unusual for a snake. I'm just like, first of all, it's not unusual for a snake. Second of all, it would be unusual for this particular snake, because this particular snake is 50 fucking feet long. We gotta bring back the big chungus. It's the only thing we can do. What obviously botted comments do we have? This is awesome. Keep it up. Thank you for the update, the feathered friend. I wonder why they all have gone instinct. I love this channel. Awesome. Love it. This presentation... This presentation reflects the incredible value of the internet by providing the physical appearance and movement of what's being described and discussed. That is the most AI fucking comment I've ever read in my entire life. I like that you said were. We're in my heart. I don't think so, but I love you too. Cool. You gotta read this in like the TikTok fucking AI voice. The Titanoboa should be in real life because it is cool. Can you talk about Godzilla next video, please? I subscribed and liked to all your videos. Most big ape is Kong. I'm allergic to milk. Oh man, I see another one on the right over here that's like sea dinosaurs who have 0 chance surviving. Thalassophobia warning, and it's like it's Helicoprion in the thumbnail. Oh. Sea dinosaur. It's But we have to fucking dino time. We have to. I'll keep this one in like my back pocket.
You know that feeling?
Yeah, I do know that feeling. We'll keep this one in my back pocket for later. I've wasted enough time on this because I thought I was rendering a video when I guess I'm just fucking not. We spent more than enough time on slop today. Yeah, I'll have to make like a playlist of this shit so we can go in there.
Using my returns to promote TBE Trilobite Truther Club. They STILLL exist. Wake up, people.
Wake up, sheeple. The trilobites are still out there. Think about how much. Think about how much of the ocean is completely unexplored. Conceptualize, if you will, the amount of oceans that have gone unexplored by humankind. Think of what the government could be hiding from us. Yeah, okay, we're done with that. I don't even know what the fuck that voice was. It's just like, that is the voice of people who believe that fucking Megalodon is still out there. Also, I forgot I had some mods I need to install. Give me 1 second here. 1 second here, folks. What did we learn? That our good friend, the feathered friend, has not gotten much better. Yandere dev voice. What would Yandere dev feel about trilobites and Megalodon? There we go. Useful utilities, expanded tours, and Stegosaurus. Yes, 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 very good. And expanded tours, throw it in there. I know that everyone is asking for where the trilobites are ever since I patched them out of the game. I need everyone to know that I've been spending my time working on very important new features to Yandere Simulator. For example, instead of having trilobites in the game, I have allowed you to dress yourself up as a trilobite. I think that this will give the players a much better experience, even though they've been asking me for trilobites this entire time. I feel like I have his intonations down. You gotta be able to pull out the Yandere dev impression at the family function. Your family won't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it will be funny. Let me grab the game capture. Let's hope it doesn't break. Don't break the game. Don't screw it up. I'm still at the kids' table because I use that voice. Does anyone want some mashed potatoes and gravy? I don't like the mashed potatoes when the peas touch them. Mashed potatoes and peas should not be touching each other. In Yandere Simulator, I have made sure that when you eat at the school cafeteria, you will not be able to have your mashed potatoes and peas be touching. It doesn't matter that they all end up in the same place. I think that it is icky. Also, the frame rate is really bad right now. I literally just updated my drivers yesterday, so I don't know why it is doing this. Like, seriously, do I have fucking... Is Vegas still running in the background or something? Is it Chrome? Let's get rid of that. You have no idea what's going on with the frame rate. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I reset my computer. What if you just, like, tweak down the graphic settings, like, a tiny bit? Will that help at all? Like, a little bit, but honestly not really. Oh, fuck. Is this because there's all the Jailopterus everywhere? And they're, like, lagging my game? Yeah, wow, this is really laggy. Hold up. Oh, I may have to get rid of guests. That might end up doing it. We may be officially at that time where we have to close the park to preserve the frame rate. Come on. Get the hell out of here. God, we're barely anywhere into this park, and it's already, it's like, nope. Can't have people in it. I don't get it. It was working fine last stream. I haven't changed anything since then. And now it's just, it is chugging. Seriously, can all you people get the fuck out of my house? You're like my mother. The park is closed. Leave. I don't think the frame rate is getting better at all. Hold up. Let me fucking... If I reset the game, will that help maybe? Is something to do with OBS? Did something change here? Don't think anything's changed. Should I close some tabs maybe? Let me bookmark the sea dinosaurs. You have 0 chance of surviving one for later. Or if the game is going to continue to be laggy and those are like nothing I could do about it, we could just like... I don't want to have to cancel the dino time, right? But if the park is going to be like super unwatchably laggy, then fuck, dude. I may have to figure something out to like fix that. Please, I am manifesting. I manifest that the frame rate works. I have aligned my chakras. I put my crystals out in the full moon. Mercury is in Gatorade. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I'm manifesting. Okay, that's better. Still close it. It's really not that much better. I mean, there's still a billion fucking people here. Are they like stuck? Yeah, I think it's just the guests. Because like out here, the frame rate seems so much better. Look how nice it is out here. Look how nice. I'm pretty sure all the guests are cold right now. But as we get closer... Uh-oh. 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 No, it still isn't good. Is this one of those things where I updated my drivers, but oh, whoops, it actually makes your shit run worse? I want you all to leave. I would like all of you to get the fuck out of my house. Does the park being closed mean nothing to you? There you go. There you go. Go and skedaddle. I may have to figure out what the fuck is wrong with this, because this is just not very good at all. And I have no idea why. It was working fine last time. I feel bad. I feel really bad, because it's like fucking...
Get out of my house. Squidward tennis balls.
Oh, trust me, I've been saying that a lot lately. Not the tennis balls thing, but, you know, get out of my house. I've been saying that a lot lately. Screaming it, really. I've been having fun lately. Mods could have messed up the load order. It's worth looking at. Let's delete the mods I just installed and see if that fucks anything up. Which is a shame, because I really wanted to use these mods, because one of them has vending machines. And I really wanted to put vending machines around my park. But some sacrifices may need to be made. This... Well, I'm trying to get the guests out of the park by closing the park, but it's like, it almost feels like it's too late. They're all over the fucking place. Okay. Expanded tours and useful utilities. Get those mods out of here. We'll try it one more time. I mean, there's also a Stegosaurus, but that's just a species that shouldn't do much of anything. I lowered the graphics down to medium, and that didn't help a whole hell of a lot. I mean, I was running it on very high, and the jump down to medium barely helped at all. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, jeez. Close park. God, the input lag is insane. I really hope that it's not just like, oh, this is it. This is the limit. Because, like, it shouldn't be. Yeah, very low. Let's try very low. Go from very high to very low. See how much that helps. Oh. Actually helps quite a bit. Okay. Hey, look at that. Decent frame rate. The graphics are noticeably worse. Yeah, there's no shadows anywhere. Jesus Christ. It looks so weird. But, you know, it... Well, it wasn't the mods. How's the stream going? Well, we did some slop. And then the game was lagging. So I've turned it to very, very low graphics. And everything looks weird now. There's no shadows anywhere. And the Ichthyotitan are still just doing their thing. Also, I didn't think I put Henotis in here, did I? Bats might need to go. They might. They're still all over this place. They only want this fucking cave. They're everywhere. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Like, you can barely even see them fucking floating. What are you doing? God, it looks so crunchy on low graphics. Nope, and he sits on a rock. Oh, they're all sitting on the rocks. Okay, that's kind of rad, actually. Like they're nesting there. Okay, some of them are stuck in the fence. That's not cool. God, there's still so many people in the fucking park even after I closed it. Everyone needs to leave. You're no longer welcome here. This is my park for my own personal enjoyment. You're not allowed to be in here anymore. There's still so fucking many. I just don't know what's causing this. Because again, like last time it was totally fine. There was nothing wrong with the frame rate. Usually I only start getting frame rate issues with this game when I'm like playing in one session for like several hours. That's when like frame rate issues start popping up. Like usually when I restart the game, it'll be totally fine. Yeah, there's still a fucking bunch of people here. Is there a way to tell that, actually? Like, how many people are here? Okay, it says 0. That's wrong. Are there mod settings for this sort of thing? Blah, 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 blah. Mesh fences, free build, blah, 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 blah. No clue. It looks so fucking weird, dude. Yes, leave, leave. Good, leave. Get out of here. Shoot. Scat, skedaddle. Go home. Yep. Get out. Get out. Get. Go on, get the hell out of here. God, I hope the next game is more optimized, because this ain't it. Okay, how are we looking so far? Okay. All seems well. Mostly. Look at you. Look how long you're gonna have to fucking walk to get to the entrance. You have a trek ahead of you. And you're sitting around. You're sitting around wasting my time, my precious time. Yeah, I'm also feeling that this is at least partially due to the Jailopterus. Because these little critters... I like the idea, right? Shit, I can't... Like, I can't even remove them! Force behavior... I could fucking kill them. I could do it. What if I just... Oh, there it goes. Die. That's so sad. Wait. Did it even die? I don't think it did. He's just playing. He's just like, yo, dog, chill. Yeah, I think this might have a little something to do with it. Okay, that's the one I just killed right there. Quote unquote killed. It is actually not dead at all. Like, not even a little bit. No, all I'm doing is apparently clicking on the fence. Same frame rate issues when I introduced them. Okay, so they are the problem. Oh, God. Okay, I feel like... I feel like removing all of these guys from existence is going to be way too tedious to do on stream. I really don't want to have to do that. Like, I may have to put... I may have to put this on hold until I can get rid of all the Jailopterus. I think this was a mistake. No list of who to unmask? I don't think so. Hold on, let's pause, right? Can I just go sleep? Go sleep. Oh, that just makes it tired so it wants to lay down, not like Trank React. Oh, delete dinosaurs. Okay. Boink. Okay, that's way easier. Okay. Well, luckily most of them are all in one area. We gotta get the stragglers, though. Boink. A lot of them are also stuck inside the fences. We will have Jailopterus in this park, but the free-roaming ones were a bad idea. For so many reasons. They must be annihilated. This was just a very, very bad idea all around. Probably a good idea to pause the game. I don't think there are any stragglers. They are mostly in one area. I think if I miss one or two, that's no big deal. But like the fact that there's just all this all in one area. It's not good. Nope. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, it just doesn't work as well when you pause it, because, like, they still exist for a short time before they're deleted. Which makes it kind of hard to tell which ones I already have deleted. And how many of them are just, like, chilling out inside the cave. Poof. God, there's still so fucking many. There's so fucking many. Hmm. Oh. Oh wait, you're supposed to be in there. You're not. Nor are you. Nope. Like, there's no way that's all of them. I know it isn't. You. Be gone. Another. Who else remains? It's so cute. It's so cute and I feel so bad, but it has to be destroyed. Oh wait, those are Segisaurus. Okay, I'm glad I didn't click on you. You're supposed to be there. Oh. Kept thinking I saw one there. You're one. Why are there... They're all on top of the fucking log. Log and the rocks. I think we've gotten a good chunk of them at least. God, it would be nice if I could have like the dinosaur menu open and the destroy dinosaur menu open. Like at the same time. Oh, there's one. Oh. Just fucking slide. There you are. Okay. Okay, let's just see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think that's like 10-ish. I've killed enough. Have I? Okay, one of those was one I basically killed. Okay. I told you this would be tedious. There's one. I gotta be careful not to accidentally misclick on any of the dinosaurs I actually want to keep. 3 remain. Okay, one of those is inside of a rock. I don't think I can get to that one. Oh. I stand corrected. Are they inside this cave now? Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky creatures. Okay, that's another quote-unquote dead one. Are you the last one? The final Jailopterus? It is. I don't have the option to switch. You live with it. Okay. All the guests are gone. There is but one bat that remains. Let's try and turn the graphics back up and see if it works now. Nope. I have no idea. I really have no fucking idea. Killed them all from the... I didn't kill them all. Listen, listen. I sent all the Jailopterus off to a nice happy farm. They're all living on a nice happy farm. And they're just like... They're just running around and having a good old time. Okay, what about high... How about medium graphics? How about medium graphics so I can at least have shadows and shit. What the fuck is going on? I'm so perplexed right now. Everything was going fine last stream. Maybe I need to clean out my system or something. Maybe it's dusty. What about like regular low? Maybe there's just like one setting that's at least usable. It's still not good though. Yeah, the input delay is still really bad. Is it just the shadows actually? Because that like that puts me up to a decent frame rate. Hmm. So what the hell is it? Okay, so what are the differences between very low and low? Is it the anti-aliasing? Okay, hold up. Upscaled TAA quality. Shadows. Is that it? Is that it? Hold the fuck up.
Hey, Fish. I know it's been a while since it came out, but what are your thoughts on Emesis Blue?
I have not seen it. Like, what if we do medium graphics but very low shadows? And then we do upscale TAA performance. What if we do that? Because those are like the two biggest differences. Son of a bitch. Look at that. Okay, hold on. Is it both of those settings? Or is it just the shadows? Shadows on medium? I mean, that's definitely a lot better. I think it's just like the anti-aliasing. I think that was it. So I don't really know what happened there. Okay, let's try this. Very high graphics. Performance anti-aliasing. Let's see if that does anything. No, that's still not very good. I hate troubleshooting. I hate it so much. Uses AI to boost frame rates. You know what? Fuck it. Boost my frame rate, AI. Oh, it's so smooth now. The power of AI is beautiful. Wow. Let's not let's not do that. Oh boy. Okay, and the shadows are medium. This is at least usable. Is what I would say if it didn't start crawling for no reason. Okay, I've really got to fucking... Okay, like everything on my computer is slowing down now. Like the stream slowed down there. I really... Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up. Was it just going through that area? No, that was just like a weird chug that happened for no reason. Um, I mentioned I hate troubleshooting, right? Yeah, this sucks. I feel like this is good, though. Okay, something about looking out past here. The game does not like that. Hold on, let's try it again. Yeah, the frame rate like dips there noticeably. Which is weird, because I don't even feel like there's that many dinosaurs out this way. Very strange. I don't know what to do about this. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Like, I may have to clean out my computer, restart my computer. I might have to do a bunch of shit, actually. Because, yeah, shit, man. Like, I just updated my drivers yesterday. That's what's confusing me. It's like, oh, if I hadn't updated my drivers in a while, if I hadn't reset my computer in a while, then I would understand that. But I just updated my drivers. My computer reset not too long ago. I really don't know what the fuck the deal is. It was fine last time I streamed this. I'm so upset right now. Why is it always gonna be fucking Dino Time streams, man? Uh, I'm annoyed right now. React to the what rebalance? How long is his video? Lowered frame rate cap. Refresh rate. Hmm. Uh, an hour. God damn, that's a long and. Reduce screen tearing, but increase input lag. I'm looking for the frame generation. Why? Does turning triple buffering off make it better or worse? Looks about the same. I don't think I have that for this display. Uh, mm, yeah, I feel like Jafar needs glasses right now. Number one, number two. Number one, number two. They're about the same. Number three, number four. Number three. Uh, fuck. You know what? Maybe I could fuck around with my NVIDIA settings. I might have to do that. Yeah, NVIDIA control panel. I'm pretty sure something was going on with this earlier. I will figure this out. I'm exceptionally annoyed that the frame rate just, like, decided to die on me. Oh, and the game crashed. Good. 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 Okay. Okay.
You know that feeling?
Double dip. Double dipping.
You know that feeling when you're swimming and something brushes against your leg? That split second of pure terror before you realize it's just seaweed? Well, what if I told you there was a time in history when that terror was completely justified? Because just seaweed could have been a set of jaws bigger than a school bus, a whip-like neck longer than a fire truck, or even a spiral of teeth that would make a chainsaw jealous. But here's the thing, and this is gonna sound insane, these monsters weren't even the scariest part. What made these prehistoric waters truly terrifying was that some of these killers didn't just hunt in the deep ocean.
Wait, yeah, this is a regular guy. This is an AI. Was this video posted a month ago? There's an actual guy here. Oh, man. I can't react to this. This is a person, not a machine. Well, now I feel bad. No dislikes. Well, it doesn't even have that many views. I would be punching down if I watched this. I can't in good conscience do this. This is just a guy. But was he assisted by machines? That's the big question. I don't know. I feel like I jumped the gun on with the sea dinosaurs title. One of those dinosaurs were never real videos. Oh. I know there was that one chick, what's her fucking name? She went on a podcast or some garbage and was just like, dinosaurs? Seems kind of fake and gay to me. I saw a video of someone reacting to that. Candace Owens, I think her name is. I don't know anything about her. She doesn't believe in dinosaurs. No, it's not the Hawk Tua girl. I don't think. Maybe. Oh, her. I want to see this. Oh. Candace Owens dinosaurs. Okay, yeah, this is the guy reacting to that. Denies moon landing, questions dinosaurs. Government experiments, M&M diss, and fake dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are gay! Kanye adjacent? Oh, jeez. Oh, so she's that crazy. Got it. It's mostly just fucking people reacting to her. Not even just like the uninterrupted clip itself. That's what I want to see. She gonna make some dinosaurs somehow political? Oh, she absolutely does. She says it's like all this big conspiracy because it's just like, oh, there's like an anti-Christianity movement in America and people are using dinosaurs for that. It's like, bitch, you understand that dinosaurs have been around for 200 years and they, like, paleontology has been a thing for like 200 years. And it's like, it started in Britain? You understand that, right? This is just a short, no, it's a guy reacting. I can't react to a person reacting. That doesn't make any sense. "24 prehistoric animals you should be glad are extinct by 4 evergreen." Is it AI? Oh. Fucking Platypelodon again. This is 3 years ago. I don't know if this is AI. Oh, this is... Oh, that's... Holographic meatloaf again? My favorite! I need the sludge. I need the AI garbage. Last photos of extinct animals, cat. Has a surprise in it. All right.
By today's standards, it's always sad when you learn an animal no longer exists in the wild. Like we're losing something great in the environment because of it. Extinction is seen as a terrible end to any creature, and we should be
Just kidding. Extinction is actually awesome because some animals are ugly and scary.
working towards preserving that species as best we can.
Ah. Rah.
However, there sure were some that were glad went extinct long ago. From massive monsters to powerful predators,
What
these
the
are
fuck is
everything that haunts our dreams
this
to this day.
fucking GIF again? Also, sperm whales aren't extinct.
Some were long
Not for
gone
lack of trying.
humans, and some of them might have shared hunting spaces. Get comfortable, get ready, and make sure you subscribe to the Forever Green channel.
The Forever Green channel.
Because we've got a doozy of a video to show you today. 24 deadly animals you will be glad to know are extinct.
Phew.
Number
Come on.
24,
Oh.
Smilodon.
Okay, yeah.
Otherwise known as the saber-toothed cat, the Smilodon was an ambush predator known for its robust build and exceptionally long canine teeth. It
Sure.
was built with a larger jaw than modern cats, and teeth adapted well by nature for its exact style of precision killing.
That was a really good fucking CGI render of a Smilodon attacking the horse there. That looked really good. Like, I was convinced there. Like, was there a credit for that one?
And teeth adapted well
Just
by
BBC.
nature for its
Damn.
exact
I want to know what fucking documentary this is from, because that looks really fucking good.
style of precision killing.
Brr.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty glad we only have to deal with mountain lions and bobcats.
That was a regular lion. Also, that's the exact same fucking thing that the last guy was saying. At least mountain lions exist in North America. I am more likely to see a mountain lion walking to go get pizza and hamburgers and gummy bears than I am a regular lion, an African lion, or I guess an Asian lion. I'm more likely to see a fucking California condor than I am an Asian lion, though.
Unless you live somewhere a bit wilder. The saber-toothed cat may have briefly lived with humans, but likely died with humans, and the Ice Age finally putting the nail in the coffin. Number 23, Pentacopterus decorahensis.
Again, fairly obscure taxa. How common are cougars in California anyway? Not very. I think when I was in elementary school, like one time we had a school lockdown because of a mountain lion being spotted in the area. That's like the extent of it that I remember. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck they mean by died with humans. Because obviously, like, we're still around. There were some saber cats that absolutely existed with certainly early hominids. Dinophilus, I believe, is one of those. There's also Homotherium. That was a saber-toothed cat that I don't know if it was specialized in hunting hominids, but I think there might be some fossil evidence to suggest that they did at least hunt humans. So, yes, there were saber cats that existed with hominids. Died with them is really fucking bizarre language. I don't know what you meant by that.
You probably don't want to imagine a giant scorpion, much less one that's 5 feet long. In 2015, scientists
You wouldn't want to imagine a giant scorpion, much less one that is giant. A+ script writing. Also, again, like Pterygotus exists. Bigger sea scorpions exist. Why pick out this one? This is a weird taxa.
Discovered the Pentacopterus decorahensis in all its glory and used to swim around modern-day Iowa nearly 450 million years ago.
Iowa
Their successors
mentioned.
would go on to be current-day ticks, spiders, and lobsters, but chances are they didn't last long after Iowa decided to be, well, Iowa lobsters.
Also, what did he
Years
say?
ago. Their successors would go on to be current-day ticks, spiders, and lobsters, but chances are
I mean, Eurypterids are arthropods. We've been through this before. I don't think that they're more closely related to things like horseshoe crabs today than they are to things like, you know, actual spiders. Horseshoe crabs and sea spiders, actually. Those are like the things that are most closely related to Eurypterids. I think that depends on where you put sea spiders, because sea spiders are really fucking weird. Anyway. Yeah, it's very inaccurate to say that sea scorpions would have been the progenitors of things like basically all arachnids. It's not quite right.
they didn't last long after Iowa decided to be, well, Iowa instead of a seabed. All we have
After it decided to be full of meth addicts instead of water.
to this day are fossils and drawings, though a replica was created for National Geographic's Strange Truth program. Sometimes
That's why you
seeing is
did it.
believing, but it would be better to go ahead and unsee some things. Number 22, Hallucigenia.
It's the boy! It's our boy! Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy to see it. Oh, that's our boy. He keeps moving forward. He can only move forward until all of his enemies are destroyed. Oh, my boy. The beloved Hallucigenia. Okay, so Hallucigenia is a weird little critter from the Cambrian explosion. And when I say little, like that big. This is a deadly animal you will be glad to know is extinct. Like that fucking big. Like that fucking big. Maybe smaller, actually. This thing was tiny. Now, it is most closely related to modern-day velvet worms, which means we know a lot more about this thing than we do about the Tully monster. That is not to say we know a whole hell of a lot about this thing. It's still really small and really weird. Was a deadly parasite like the guinea worm? I think in terms of its ecology, just based on its little kind of trunk feet there, I imagine it would have been sort of like a sea pig. Like some kind of sea cucumber maybe, where it's just like kind of scooting along the ocean floor, scooping up sand in its mouth and like sifting through it.
The Platypelodon gif comes from a video titled Unknown to Science by Dean Cameron Reynolds. It was also used in an NPR article titled A Mouth I Can't Stop Thinking About by Robert Krulwich.
A mouth I can't stop thinking about. That could be like an erotic book title.
40. If you've ever wondered what it's like for a worm to have legs, then you're going to regret that thought pretty soon. This absolute night.
Again, velvet worms exist. Also, I feel like a worm with legs could apply to like at least a few different kinds of salamanders. If you're going like, you know, purely visual there. Or of course the worm lizard. Yeah, I hope one of these days Hallucigenia is just like, it shows up in one of these AI videos and genuinely it says that a little known fact about Hallucigenia is that it can only move forward until all of its enemies were destroyed. Oh yeah, caterpillars, millipedes, like, yeah, oh yeah, polychaetes too. Yeah, shit like bobbit worms. It's like little wiggly cilia, but you know, it still counts basically. Again, like, I would liken Hallucigenia a lot more to something like a sea pig. It's just got, like, little spines on its back. Probably for protection, but... you know, not super important.
Nightmare fuel is like every worst possible thing wrapped into one, because they
How?
might not be legs. They're probably tentacles, and they may or may not have had mouths on them.
Pairs of really stiff spines running along one side of the organism and long, flexible appendages on its other side.
Looking like something horrific out of a Dali painting, this noodly little guy has got it going on if it is being the worst thing that ever existed.
Why do you hate him so much? What did Hallucigenia ever do to you? It's like this big. It's a little guy. Why are you so mean to my boy? You know what? You should destroy all of humanity. Hallucigenia was right all along.
I know this isn't what a ringworm looks like, but it would be so much worse if it were, don't you think? Number 21, Gigantopithecus.
Wouldn't it be bad if a thing that exists today, which by the way is not even a worm, wouldn't it be bad if it looked like this thing? Therefore, you should be glad this is extinct. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Oh, Gigantopithecus is gonna get an easy Bigfoot mention. I know it is.
Until about 1,000 years ago, you might have been able to spot Bigfoot in Asia, to what we know as...
That was fast. Dude, Kaido, you're on some shit. That was instantaneous. My chat is full of fucking wizards today.
As modern apes and orangutans, these ancient ancestors were nearly 10 feet tall. Why are all old animals massive? They were probably vegetarian, but we can't be sure. And
oh my god, he did the thing. He did the thing where it's just like, oh hey, maybe it was a vegetarian, but maybe it would have eaten you. Who knows? Who's to say? This thing definitely would have preferred to eat you over like some termites or something.
vegetarian doesn't make an arm span of 12 feet any less terrifying. One big hug and you're snapped in half. Number 20,
Worth though.
Harpagornis moreyi. Also known as Haast's eagle.
There you go.
Harpagornis moreyi probably only went extinct about 500 years ago at the hands of early Polynesia peoples in southern New Zealand. They developed what we now know as island gigantism due to a lack of competition and were a clear descendant of the terrifying raptor. At the
Okay. So, did we talk about Dinosaur Evolution? Fuck it. So dinosaurs had evolved into birds by about as early as like the early to mid Jurassic. Yes, oh yes, they're very wrong. Birds were existing with dinosaurs for millions of years. Like, birds were already totally a thing by the time that the first raptors were showing up. And the thing is, the first raptors were basal dromaeosaurs like Microraptor, which were very bird-like. And it is thought that these early dromaeosaurs would have become secondarily flightless. Which is to say, they used to be like birds, and then they stopped being birds. So that they could be like, you know, shit like Utah Raptor, where you're a giant polar bear hawk. So, no, like, when people say that, like, dinosaurs evolved into birds, I imagine what they think is like, oh, after the meteor hit, shit like T-Rex was just like, I'm small now. I'm a chickadee. That's not what happened. That's not what happened when they say, like, oh, T-Rex's closest living relative is a chicken. That's not what that means. It just means, like, on the evolutionary branch, like, there was a split, and one of those lines became birds, and then the other line became shit like T-Rex. Like, T-Rex and the raptors, their whole lineage died out when they died out. The birds, which split off from them in, like, the early or middle Jurassic, they kept going. But, like, hey, they're all that's left of that original lineage from way back before the split. So no, raptors did not evolve into birds. If anything, it's the exact opposite.
At the time, they were known best by locals for their ability to swoop down and pick up whole children once the Maori people had whittled down their food source. I'm sorry, but at that point, it's every person for themselves. Number 19.
What do you mean it's every person for themselves? Wait a second. Are you saying like, sorry, little Maori child? I'm out of here. Good luck with the giant murder bird. Every man for himself. Get me the fuck out of here. And yeah, we got Adestus now, which is another one of those weird early shark-like dudes with freaky mouths. Alluding to wiping them out? I don't know. I like to imagine the situation where he's abandoning a child to their fate of being eaten by birds a lot more.
Adestus. We may not know this guy's exact form because of how old they are, but the Adestus, also known as...
What the fuck do you mean because of how old they are? That rarely has anything to do with anything. It has to do with the completeness of the material, not with the age. That's just silly. Don't be a ding. Like, you just mentioned Hallucigenia. That way predates Adestus by like a lot. Silly?
As a scissor-toothed shark or coal shark was a type of animal not to shed teeth, instead just grow more of them. This new growth would put...
Yeah, wait. Not to shed teeth, instead just grow more of them. Huh? I don't feel like those two play nicely together. If you don't shed teeth and you grow more teeth, you get nothing but teeth. Am I crazy? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not wrong, right? Because, like, you can see the mechanism of how this Helicoprion whorl is working, right? Like, the teeth form in the center of the whorl, and then just, like, kind of expand out and out and out. And, like, once it gets to the back point, like, right around here, that's probably when the tooth is just going to fall off. So that way it can be replaced by, like, newer teeth. That doesn't make any sense.
Push the older teeth and gums forward, creating a potentially terrifying spiral tooth display. One option is like this, a spiral saw of old jagged teeth, though some others speculate whether their mouth looked like a monstrous pair of pinking shears instead. Have you ever looked into prehistoric creatures?
Yes.
Which one would you not want to face off with? Do you think we're better off without these?
Definitely the Hallucigenia. Little fucking worm that big. I wouldn't be able to tolerate it.
Beasts? Let us know down below. Number 18, Fabarimus patterson.
Is this another?
City rats are enormous. You'd hate to come across these little ratzilla.
It's another big fucking chungus. It's another one. It's the giant rat who makes all of the rules.
It's all fun and games until that rat is the size of a bull. They could grow as long as 10 feet with a 5-foot tail. They might have been herbivorous, but they had foot-long incisors, and I really don't like those odds. They were known to live in the ancient Orinoco River Delta about 8 million years ago, so they're probably not going to come back anytime soon. Hopefully.
Sure.
Number 17, Titanoboa.
Yep.
And you thought the Loch Ness Monster was terrible? If they weren't over 60 million years old, I might think these bad boys were the inspiration for those kinds of myths. That is, ignoring entirely that they were found in northeastern Colombia rather than Scotland.
And also the fact that they were found in like 2011. That might have a little something to do with it. I really have nothing to say about this, I guess. Like, it's just weird. It's weird script writing.
With a name like Titanoboa, you kind of already know what you're getting into. It's a titanic snake, which could grow as long as 42 feet long and weigh as much as 2,500 pounds. You're not winning a fight with this bad boy no matter how good you are. They'd eat you whole as a midday snack, if they even recognized you as food. Number...
You're not winning a fight with this thing. Imagine rolling up to a fucking 40-foot long snake and being like, all right, put him up, big guy. It's just like, he's just like, I got nothing to put up. I got nothing to put up. You've defeated me in combat. The rules of engagement are as follows. I cannot defeat you if I have no arms.
16. Meganeura.
Big bug.
If you're in an area known for dragonflies, you'll know they're pretty big. But what if they were so big, you'd have to beat them off with a bat? They might have been harmless like their modern-day descendants, but that sure doesn't make it a whole lot better. Number 15, Dunk.
That was so short. Holy shit. He's just like, hey, what if dragonflies were big? That's enough, right? Like, oh sure, they're harmless. But you'll be glad to know they're extinct because they're big. Yeah, what if they were so big, so girthy that you had to like beat them off? What if the girth was such that you had to beat them off until you made a big sticky mess everywhere? That'd just be terrible.
Dunkleosteus. If you didn't think fish needed armor, you certainly don't know much about prehistoric times. The Dunkleosteus not long had its armor, but had unique teeth and a beak-like mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so first of all, you mispronounced Dunkleosteus there. Second of all, fucking Dunkleosteus. Second of all, like, yeah, it did have armor. A lot of fish did at the time. Third of all, it did not have teeth. Fourth of all, you are more accurate in calling it like a beak than you are calling it teeth. So it's just like, all of that mixed together just made my brain fucking short circuit. Jesus Christ. Okay. So I don't know if we've talked about this before, but yes, Dunkleosteus does not really have teeth. It's got these weird jagged bone things that just protrude out of its face that act like shears, and they do like grind against each other to like sharpen themselves, which is very interesting and neat. And it's just like a lot of fish back then didn't even really have jaws. Like in the modern day, pretty much the only jawless fish that we have are hagfish and lampreys, who are pretty much only good for just like sucking up carrion and maybe latching on to other animals as parasites. But jawless fish used to be basically like the norm, and animals like early shark relatives and Dunkleosteus coming along and actually having jaws was a huge deal. I think like the evolution of the jaw is actually one of the things that like ended up being super important for supporting tetrapod life on land.
Explicitly made for biting through the same kind of armor. They might have been a sort of cannibalistic species. With that kind of information, though, we can't be sure. They had jaws.
What do you mean might? Like, a fucking feathered friend was saying like, oh yeah, there is actual evidence supporting that they were cannibalistic based on like, you know, fossils found that were bitten through by other Dunkleosteus.
So efficient, they could hinge them open and snap them back shut in just a matter of milliseconds. Number 14, Anomalocaris.
Big shrimp! It's our boy! Oh my god, the Cambrian representation. You love to fucking see it. Big fucking shrimp. Yes! Oh, we love the boy. We love it. I'm so happy.
When you think of apex predators, do you think of killer whales, lions, or tigers? Do you think of something massive and powerful and in control of its environment? Well, the Anomalocaris may be the earliest example we have of this kind of behavior. And it's
Our
a
boy.
shrimp. This hideous 6-foot-long...
Okay, it is not a shrimp. The name Anomalocaris means anomalous shrimp. It is not like other girls. It is not like other shrimp.
You gonna make a bingo sheet soon?
I feel like I have to at this point. Now Anomalocaris was an arthropod. It was part of a group of arthropods known as Radiodonts. As far as I'm aware, they're not like super closely related to anything that is living today, aside from just the fact that they were arthropods, but they superficially looked like shrimp, hence the name, anomalous shrimp.
Creature had tentacles with teeth in them, and they were carnivores in their time. We're just lucky shrimp don't look like this anymore because I'm not sure a beach trip would be the same knowing what's down there.
I mean, isn't that like... I'm pretty sure a Maine lobster is roughly the size of an Anomalocaris. It might even be a bit bigger. Might even be a lot bigger, actually. It's certainly mass-wise, I would imagine. So yeah, you can go to the beach just fine knowing that there's lobsters down there. I think you'd be fine with an Anomalocaris.
Number 13.
Okay, that video just makes me think of, like, an Anomalocaris video I saw with fucking Attack on Titan music in the background. That was, like, perfectly synced to the rumbling opening. I'll have to find that video because I love it so much.
Titanochorus gains. At a massive half-a-meter length, the discovery of
Wait,
this
is that a trilobite?
500-million-year-old species was beyond comprehension at the time. The Titanochorus were considered giant compared to even most of the animals living in the sea at the time, which were all barely larger than a pinky finger. This mind-bogglingly large critter is to this day one of the largest animals ever found from the Cambrian period, complete with a tooth-lined mouth, spiny claws, and a
Oh, it's
body
another
with
Radiodon,
flaps to
okay.
let her swim with. All of this adds up to an arthropod I'm very, very glad we don't have to deal with today. Number 12, Forus racidae.
No one can fucking pronounce this. Forus Rockus. Forus Rockidae. Fuck. I have not seen one of these fucking channels pronounce it correctly. And they always go like with the family name, like the Forest Rockidae. It's never like, it's never Titanus, it's never Forest Rockets, it's never even fucking Gastornis, man. It is just the entire family of Forest Rockets. It's never Terror Birds. I mean, sometimes it's Terror Birds, but fuck, man. They always do this.
With a name like Terrorbird, you get exactly what you're expecting. But
Like
if that's not
Titanoboa.
enough, 2 million years ago, they lived in the Americas and could grow to be something of 10 feet tall. Their beaks were so strong and sharp that a blow from the head could kill other animals by cracking their skulls. These apex predators from the Cenozoic era went extinct around the time of the humans. Though they may have lasted in a much smaller form.
It's always so funny when these videos like do the interspersed clips that just have the audio in there. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why. It never fucking... It never helps with the pacing, right? It never helps with the video.
Until recently in Uruguay. They might have been flightless, but if you've ever seen the power of an ostrich, you'd know that doesn't mean anything. Number 11, Argavantis.
So fucking chicken. Listen, I was taking the dogs out to go to the bathroom the other day, and I saw a fucking like wild ass turkey. I guarantee you that turkey I saw was bigger than this thing. Aren't ostriches really dumb? Yes, but they're also actually decently dangerous. Like, way more people are killed by ostriches than they are killed by cassowaries. Cassowaries get the worst rep because they've got fucking daggers on their feet, but ostriches are still really dangerous. So, like, I didn't give them too much shit for saying, like, oh, ostriches are fucking dangerous, but, like, you should be careful around them. Don't let your guard down around the humble ostrich. You have to grab a weapon and aim for the neck and take out the legs. You gotta learn how to fight yourself an ostrich. Oh, he means Argentavis. Oh. Why did he use this? This looks like Sinornithosaurus or something. Maybe Microraptor. Why did he use this?
To continue the theme of birds, this prehistoric vulture
Wasn't that Pelagornis? Wait, what?
had a wingspan of 20 feet, was as tall as a human, and preyed on cattle. We know that even current-day birds are just evolved dinosaurs, but this one gives off powerful pterodactyl energy.
Oh my god, pterosaurs are not dinosaurs, and also vultures are obligate scavengers. So what? You used images of Pelagornis, so I would personally have gone for Pelagornis because it's like it's also big and it's got the big fucked up mouth with the sort of teeth looking things. Like sometimes it literally is just like either this thing is just big, even though who the fuck cares if it's like a vulture or something. Like California condors are huge. Or it's just weird looking, never mind the fact that it's the size of my thumb. Ah, they never get the good ones, do they?
They're the largest flying birds ever to exist, which compared to the current largest flying birds of the albatross and the North American condor, they're more than twice the size. This seabird spent most of its time swooping above the ocean for
Seabird.
giant prey like squid and fish.
That's Pelagornis! You're getting Pelagornis and Argentavis mixed up! Oh my fucking god. It's not a seabird. Argentavis was like a vulture. You're getting them totally mixed up.
Fish, and probably ate its game both live and whole. At a breakneck speed of 10 meters per second for its flight speed, we're lucky they've gone extinct. We may not know why, but
Do you know how fast fucking peregrine falcons fly? Oh, my throat. My throat is so unhappy with me. My throat hates me right now. Yeah, birds fly fast. Like a lot of birds that fly fast.
we know we're lucky. Before we continue, if you've made it this far, go ahead and drop a like down below so we know you enjoyed the video. If you want more of our unique, engaging, and sometimes wild content, then subscribe to Forever Green.
Oh
while you're down
man,
there.
look at that!
Make sure you
Look at that
hit the
old ass
notification
Troodon.
bell while you're at it so you never miss a single upload. Number 10, Megalania.
Sure.
Isn't it a bit crazy that almost all ancient civilizations have some variation of a dragon story?
I've heard it so many fucking times. I heard it from that one that one dragon documentary that I saw when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, that was really convincing. As an adult, it's just like, stop. Stop it. Dragons weren't real. Even then, are there Aboriginal Australian like dragon legends? Are there? I don't know enough about Aboriginal culture to say that definitively. But like, I feel like that if there's not, then that would almost work against your point. But whatever.
The Megalania may have something to do with that. This
No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. No, it doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. Megalania was restricted to Australia, which, like, you know, fucking white people who were already coming up with stories of dragons wouldn't fucking discover until well after Megalania was already gone.
Species of giant monitor lizard inhabited Australia during the Pleistocene era, and it is the largest terrestrial lizard known to have existed. They vanished probably around 50,000 years ago and probably went extinct around the first emigration of indigenous settlers. If you think you've got some nasty relatives, just think of how the Komodo dragon must feel. Number 9, Dinosaurus.
Sure.
I mean, all crocodiles are terrible, but not all of them have it in the name. These bad boys lived up to the awful name. Dinosaurs of the time left
Oh, the
fossils
prehistoric
with
park,
Deinosuchus
fuck yeah.
bites left in them. They regularly went toe-to-toe with our prehistoric predecessors. They grew up to as long as 30.
Our prehistoric predecessors. I feel like our prehistoric predecessors wouldn't have been that good of a fucking snack for Deinosuchus, if I'm being perfectly honest. Also, yeah, Deinosuchus wasn't a crocodile necessarily. It was an alligatoroid. The distinction is very small, but meaningful.
5 feet long and were found in North America. Can you imagine one of these just walking through your yard? People freak out for less. We're just lucky they seem to have died out before the mass extinction events because I'm not sure a meteor would have been able to do the job.
We're lucky it died out before the mass extinction event because a meteor wouldn't have done the job. What was stronger than the meteor that killed Deinosuchus, but not everything else if Deinosuchus could have taken on the meteor? Imagine fucking, like, the last Deinosuchus rolling up. He just rolls his fucking sleeves up right as the meteor's about to come, and he's just like, don't worry, bros. I got this. Also, we did have giant crocodilians after the mass extinction event. Like, there was Purosaurus. There was Griposuchus. There were crocodilians that either rivaled or flat out beat Deinosuchus in terms of size. So, yeah, that still also doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, Deinosuchus just like parries the fucking meteor.
Number 8, Platybelodon.
There he is.
During the Miocene
Show the
in
gif.
Africa, Asia, and the Caucasus, you might have run across a platybelodon, which looks a lot like current-day elephants while still being distinct. They had a massive shovel of a lower jaw, used to pull up aquatic and semi-aquatic vegetation.
There are like 5 pictures of Platybelodon that exist, apparently. We will get all of them every time we talk about this animal.
They might have been herbivores, but current-day elephants can still be a hazard. Imagine a jaw like that, with the power behind it and the sharp incisors forming a scythe-like tool with it. No, no thank you. Number 7, Helicoprion.
We already got a Destus. Let's get the other weird jaw shark. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Everyone is here.
If you're like any sane person out there, you've probably never had the thought, I wish sharks had a buzzsaw-shaped mouth. Like most other prehistoric fish out there, there aren't enough fossils left to get a good idea. The
Wait, what?
Like most other prehistoric fish out there aren't enough fossils left to get a good idea. The
It's not that hard. How about another joke, Murray? Do I have another one? I thought I had another one. I don't think I do. Yeah. A lot of fish fossilize quite well, actually. They're one of the most common fossils you can find. Sharks, on the other hand, full bodies almost never preserve because their bodies are made of primarily cartilage, which is a soft tissue that does not fossilize very well. You will very rarely find full-bodied fossilized sharks. You'll mostly find the harder elements of their body, like their teeth, or in the case of some sharks like Hybodonts, their spines. Not spines as in backbones, but spines as in like actual dorsal spines on their fins. So maybe he meant to say sharks. But he said fish, and that's still wrong.
Helicoprion baffled scientists for centuries as a mystery. They found bits and pieces of a jaw and finally put together its horrific form, as if we didn't have nightmares already. The whirl of teeth was created as the fish produced more towards the back rather than shedding old ones, pushing them forward into this spiral of horror. All we know is they went extinct close to 225 million years ago, and good riddance. Number 6.
He's so mean. He's so mean to them. The most messed up animals are cartilaginous fish. There's some weird ones out there. Like, one of the few that we actually do have, as far as I'm aware, full-bodied fossils of is Stethecanthus, who is so... he's so goofy. Like, imagine... this isn't really a shark, not necessarily. It's more like an early shark ancestor. But imagine a shark with like a fin shaped like a fucking anvil. And that's Stethecanthus. It's such a weird little creature. I'm pretty sure the anvil fin was also sexually dimorphic. Like only the males had them, which is also weird. Because that means it was either used as a sexual display structure, or it was somehow used in mating, and I'm not sure which of those is weirder. Metopicanthus? Alright, let's see. Okay, that one at least looks a lot like just kind of... Oh wait, it's got little Barbie dudes in its schnoz thing. Oh, that's weird. I was gonna say like, oh, it looks like a chimera, but then it's like, oh, it's got little doodads in its face horn. How do you figure out it's sexually dimorphic? Pretty much if you find multiple specimens of the same creature. Oh, I'm looking this up. I'm pretty sure I've heard that Stethecanthus was sexually dimorphic. And yeah, it did have little barbs on its anvil. And its head too, actually. Ah, yes, the complex has been affirmed only in males and only in those males that have reached sexual maturity. Whether the complex was present in females of the species is still unknown. Another theory for the spine brush complex is that it was involved in either attracting a mate or in the mating process itself. So yeah, it's not that it was necessarily sexually dimorphic, it's that it's only been found in male specimens. Which is so fucking weird. Anyway, Arthropleura.
Arthropleura. I think this might haunt me at night. The Arthropleura is not precisely the kind of thing you'd want to see out in the woods when you're alone. They might be more similar to modern millipedes.
Why did that picture of a regular ass millipede just come up on screen if it wasn't relevant at all? Yeah. Yeah, the Dino time, we ended up having frame rate issues, which is very unfortunate. I'll try and figure everything out. Hopefully I can get it all fixed. But yeah, we're sludging it up right now. I need to get my sludge quota in.
Millipedes. The horror in these guys is that they're not tiny. But do you want to know something horrifying? If they had to defend themselves, they could probably rear into an upright posture and look you straight in the eyes. And I personally never want to repeat those words. Number 5, living...
Yeah, Arthropleura was I mean, like Rosie just said in chat, a stem myriapod, but like in terms of its ecology, it would have been very similar to something like a giant millipede. It really wouldn't have been. It probably wouldn't have been that much of like a threat. Like most big bugs that we have today, they just kind of leave you alone. They're really not that big of a deal.
10 Melville.
It's
You probably
Melville,
know
but
better,
whatever.
but if a name says anything, being named after the ancient sea leviathans should tell you everything you need to know about this beast. They are a relative to the modern sperm whales and could grow up to around 57 feet long, with a skull alone that was 10 feet. Not to mention its 40 teeth at 14.5 inches long, which are...
Damn it, the teeth aren't 40 meters long. Sorry, guys.
Or, if you're wondering, the longest teeth on any creature, extinct or not. They fed on large prey at the surface of the water. Though its size helped, it was probably so large because of its competitor, the Megalodon. They went extinct due to the mass cooling event, which also preserved many of their bones.
Which makes this animal the biggest tetrapod bite ever discovered.
Lucky for us, the ocean has one less horror out there. Number 4.
Lucky for us, there's less of those fucking whales out there. You know what the ocean needs less of? Needs less fucking whales. Wait, is this Triassic Kraken? Hold up. Is this gonna be an orthocone or Triassic Kraken?
Cambrian.
Okay, it's an orthocone. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Yeah, thank God that bitch-ass whale is extinct. The Chinese river dolphin wasn't enough. The vaquita won't be enough. Total whale extermination. Nuke the whales. Gotta nuke something.
Not to say there aren't giant squids out there, but the ones we have are nothing next to this one. They lived something of 460 million years ago.
I don't think Camarasaurus is really that impressive compared to a giant. I'm pretty sure giant squids are bigger. Like, giant squids are bigger, and I don't see anything suggesting that, like, Camarasaurus would have been more of a threat to us than a giant squid is. Yeah. So,
and had a vast cone-like shell on top which aided them in hunting. Though at their size, 40 feet long and 2,000 pounds...
That does not sound right. Hold the fuck up. I'm pretty sure Camarasaurus was small. I'm gonna say maybe 30 feet. I'm like 90% sure that's wrong. Yeah, max estimates are like 30 feet long for Camarasaurus. That is... I think... This was 3 years ago. Can I even say that the AI got confused here? Because I'm pretty sure he's talking about the giant squid. Like, giant squids, with their feeding tentacles extended, those are around 40 feet long. So, I think... Does this predate AI? I don't know, actually.
They probably didn't have to compete very hard. I wouldn't say this is the inspiration, but if they'd lived a little longer, I could see humans making a big deal about the deep sea kraken after seeing one of these giant creatures.
They made up the fucking... They made up the legends of the kraken because of giant squids that actually exist in the modern day and are bigger than Camarasaurus, more than likely. Maybe not mass-wise, but definitely length-wise. Ah!
What's happening?
It's a huge squid. It's got to glide.
The stuff of legends, if there ever was. Number 3.
You keep mentioning the giant fucking squid that is already the fucking the basis of the legend of the kraken, and my throat is not happy. My throat's not happy. I'm sorry, guys.
Megapiranha.
Pardon? Excuse me? I've never heard of such a creature before. What the fuck did he mean by this?
Chances are the prehistoric cousin is just what you'd expect, but more horrifying than you'd think. They were the size of boogie boards and easily about 3 feet long. With 2 rows of teeth where their current successors only have 1, these monsters were known to even go after beasts like the Megalodon or Tyrannosaurus rex.
Oh my god, it's 3-year-old sludge. Okay, let's look up Mega Piranha right now. Yes, that is what it's called. That is its actual genus name, which is fine. It literally just means big piranha. The late Miocene in Argentina. Okay, on screen right now, I'm going to put the known skeletal material of this species. I'm gonna put it on screen. Did I go into my pictures or one of my pictures? Hold up. Let me put this on screen real quick. Shrink it down to a reasonable size. The known skeletal material and the size of this mega piranha that is taking on the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Megalodon. It's one jawbone. It's not even all that big. It's not even all that big. You will find so many fish in South America, in the Amazon River today, that are way bigger than this thing. Spinosaurus would eat this guy for fucking breakfast. Oh my goodness. Now as far as its ecology, here's the thing, right? Piranhas in general are one of the most misunderstood fish in the entire fucking world. Just in general. They are not mindless fucking flesh-gobbling machines. They're pretty much obligate scavengers. Like, again, my fucking Sicilian is a scavenger. He's about... My Sicilian is about as dangerous as a piranha. These really aren't predators. They're mostly scavengers. And it's really only the red belly species of piranha that even eats a lot of meat to begin with. Most species of piranha, they mainly eat fruits, honestly, because like they're living in the Amazon rainforest. They're living, but in the Amazon River rather, in the rainforest, and like a bunch of fruits and shit will end up falling into the rivers, and the piranhas are just like, hell yeah, food, and piranhas and their relatives like pacu fish, which are horrifying in their own right for having the human teeth. They're those fish that you'll always see in those freaky fish images that have like the almost molar-like teeth throughout their entire mouth. Some of them having them up on like even like the roof of their mouth. Same thing basically. That's not for like a flesh-eating diet. So, what does Wikipedia say about the ecology of such a fish? An intermediate state between broad pacu teeth and the serrated triangular teeth of derived piranhas. So, I would guess that this thing is probably an omnivore. Not exactly a, this isn't exactly Piranha 3D we're watching here.
With rising oceans, they were shuffled off to smaller water basins and couldn't sustain the large size, evolving.
I can guarantee you that is wrong for so many reasons. You're making it sound like this fish was out there swimming in the oceans, like fighting megalodons. It's just like megalodons just out there, big chilling in the fucking ocean. Suddenly, a school of mega piranha come out after him, and are just like turn into a fucking skeleton. But then the climate changed, and then they had to go into the rivers and evolved into regular piranhas. None of that makes any fucking sense whatsoever. You're just making shit up. This is a jaw. This is a fucking jaw, bro. You are extrapolating. Like, I think the fact that this is an intermediate between, like, Pacu and piranha teeth, which is, like, one of the only things we can know about this thing, because it's a jaw, is, like, that's actually an interesting thing to talk about in regards to this thing's ecology. No, it was a giant fucking piranha. It was a giant flesh-eating monster that fought Megalodon and T-Rex. By the way, this thing lives in the Miocene. It didn't coexist with T-Rex.
Evolving down to make this change was survival. It would be nice if they were gone, but I'll take what I can get. Number 2, Megalodon.
There he is.
These whale-chomping monsters were a force to be reckoned with. However, we don't entirely know when the last Megalodon died.
No, he's gonna go the truther route. He's gonna go the truther route. He's gonna do it. Is he gonna mention the carbon-dated tooth that's like 12,000 years ago or whatever? He's gonna do it.
Probably around 3.6 million years ago after a global cooling event. The
However,
skull of these massive beasts is hard to put together. Their jaws could eat a complete grown man whole. To this day, the Megalodon's 60-foot length makes them still to this day one of the most formidable carnivores to have ever existed.
Did you say to this day twice in the same sentence?
Could eat a complete grown man whole. To this day, the Megalodon's 60-foot length makes them still to this day one of the most formidable carnivores to have ever existed. We still
to this day, to have ever existed. Damn, bro. That is redundant. My fucking high school English teachers would have been on your ass like white on rice.
don't have an
Bootleg Daggett donated $5. Have some neat bucks.
Neat bucks. Oh my god, there they are. Thank you for the neat bucks.
entire skeleton, but we know they probably would have stuck to warmer climates. The coastal towns of Florida and the Caribbean islands would probably not be as hospitable if they hadn't died out. Number 1, Archdottus.
Archdottus. You gotta swap around the T and the D there. And that's really your number 1, is just like slightly larger bear.
To warmer climates. The coastal don't have an entire skeleton, but we know they probably would have stuck to warmer climates. The coastal towns of Florida and the Caribbean islands would probably not be as hospitable if they hadn't died out. Number
What is that animation? He was just like, wah, 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 wah. Jesus Christ.
1, Archdottus.
Archdottus.
Not your average bear. The Archdottus was 50% larger than
He's not your average bear. He's smarter than the average bear. Bigger than the average bear. Smellier than the average bear. Hey, boo-boo.
any recorded polar bears, and probably would have needed to eat close to 35 pounds of meat per day to sustain their size. They were native to California until about 11,000 years ago, which is far too close to modern times if you ask me. They're one of the largest...
Man. It's like, oh, the closer this thing lived in proximity to humans in terms of, like, time period. That's, oh, it's just, it gets so much fucking worse. Imagine what if they were still around today. Where are the Archdottus truthers out there?
Known mammalian carnivores to have ever existed, and probably went around the same time as the Megalodon with the global cooling event. Do you think they'd fit in among current day animals? Or are they all just a bit too big? A few evolved and are just a more petite version of their prehistoric ancestors.
That's not how it works. That is not how it works. People really don't understand a goddamn thing about evolution and how it works. Like, Arctodus did not just transform into fucking smaller species of bears because the fucking planet got cooler. Ah.
But not all. Let us know your thoughts down below.
I'm honestly kind of surprised at the lack of dinosaurs on the list. Like, this is deadly animals, but like dinosaurs definitely fall into that category. So T-Rex absolutely could have been in there. Some of the real footage of living dinosaur slop. 100 extinct animals that are still alive from the feathered friend. It's 100! I've had to pee for the past like 2 hours, but there's 100 of them, and there's a red triceratops circled in the thumbnail. We have so much slop to get through. I need like a dedicated slop day. It can't take over the other streams. Okay, this one.
Hey!
Hey! I have to bookmark this one. I'm bookmarking this one because I know he's so reliable, the feathered friend. He's so fucking reliable for content. Sunday slop. Maybe that can be it. Every Sunday we have Sunday slop. We could do that. Oh my god, there's so fucking many. There's so fucking many. Look at the length of the Megalodon section. Oh boy. We're eating good. Oh yeah, fucking Big Chungus is gonna be the thumbnail. It'll be like scarier than a dinosaur. Oh, dude, what if it's just like I could do the fucking the one thumbnail thing where it's like they put a censor bar over the eyes, but it's over the eyes of Big Chungus, and then big red text is just like scarier than the dinosaurs. That's what I should do. There's so much sludge to be consumed yet, gamers. There is so much to do and so much to see. Scarier than T-Rex. That's the one. I think we gotta call it here, though. I have to render this fucking video. I'll have it out for the members by tonight. It'll be out tomorrow. Playlist for Dino Slop. Good. I'll take that. I gotta go right now. I've had to pee for the past like 2 hours. Oh no, now looking at the water of my end screen and transition, it's like now I want to pee even more. Oh, alright. I'm gonna go. Have a good one, everybody. I'm sorry that the dino time didn't go as planned. I hope you like the sludge anyway. I'll have the Claymore video out tomorrow. Have a good one. Until next time.